All right, we're recording.
Hi.
All
Hello,
right.
everybody.
Hello.
Hi, everybody. So, welcome to the first session of this iteration of our Star Wars campaign, set in the Old Republic era. I have tentatively titled this campaign Star Wars Vergence. Until we get a better title, that's what we're going with.
The better title is Star Wars Suicide Squad.
Did you say virgins or virgins?
I mean, yes, but probably the second.
Okay. Okay.
Virgin.
Very important distinction.
It's
This is
gonna
a
go up.
very important
It's gonna go
distinction.
up as that on YouTube. I'm just letting you know that right now. It's gonna go up as Star Wars Virgins.
That's totally okay.
Yeah.
I'm not opposed, considering, we have a bug person. Let's be realistic. If someone slept with Krat, it was out of pity.
Hey, that still counts. Okay. That still counts. He's a
Suicide
good guy.
version.
Oh, the suicide virgins it is.
The
All right.
Suicide Virgin.
Are there any questions before we begin gameplay?
I just Cedric, really quick. We are starting off with me in prison, correct?
Uh, define prison.
I the way that I kind of saw it, or at least from my character, was that like right before the mission got started, as our introductions, my introduction would be in prison.
That actually fits with what I had planned, although it wasn't in prison. So yeah, I can make that happen.
Okay, I apologize for not stating that further. I apologize.
That's okay. I can definitely make it work, though. Are there any other questions before we go in?
Don't think so.
All
I think
right.
I'm good.
Think I'm good. I
All right.
think. Maybe.
So let's jump straight into character introductions, and then we'll get to the good part. So, Gio, it feels like you have the most fleshed out idea of how you want your character to proceed. So, we're going to start introducing Odo, Texas. Um, what would Odo be doing right at this moment?
So the way that I kind of saw it starting out is we kind of open up on whatever version of a prison yard for the Republic is. This new inmate is just getting in, and I basically I know him from the person that I'm trying to find, the dude who screwed me over. And the minute he sits down for basically food or any kind of lunch or dinner or anything along that line, I waste no time. I grab a steel plate. I walk up to him. Hey, asshole. And I literally smack it across his face and just start to beat the shit out of the guy.
Okay, so for the recording, describe Odo for us.
So Odo is a Kakardan. He is about 6'5", weighs about 300 pounds. He is the beefiest looking motherfucker you've seen. Um, he is currently dressed in a jumpsuit, a probably a white prison jumpsuit of some kind. Though he has torn the sleeves off of the jumpsuit because it helps his arms rotate a little bit better. You can tell that he has had plenty of battles due to the many scars on his flesh. Some of them blaster fire, some of them knife wounds. Just does not look like the kind of guy you would want to sit down and have a beer with. However, after seeing this guy, what would normally be a small smile on his face, because he doesn't really take much of anything seriously, once he sees his target, he has a Jaws smile. He has the smile of Bruce from Finding Nemo, and literally is just going straight for his prey.
All right. So you are On, uh, let me look on the map really fast. You are on a Republic prison on the planet Teardrop.
Oh, it's so sad there.
It is, isn't it though?
Is it
I-
because of all
So
the
Teardrop,
tattoos?
I like it
Yep.
here. This goes with my vibe.
so Teardrop doesn't have a whole bunch of uh, information to it, even in the Star Wars canon. However, we're going to make it so that this is essentially a Old Republic black site. So this is a place where people go to be forgotten. Odo, Texas has been sent here because this is Odo's resting place in between missions with Terror Squad. And Odo found out that one of his compatriots, a person who actually sent him to prison, is on Teardrop. This person being a Toydarian known as Ricky the Rat-Faced. And as you find Ricky the Rat-Faced in General Pop, you pop him on the face, and as he goes flying, his little wings flapping, he goes, "Oh, I did not expect to see you for quite a while.
Shut
Let
the
me go get my car."
Shut the fuck up! And I literally punch him into the ground.
Make a brawl check, please.
Hold on a second, guys. Yeah, Dad. I'll grab it in a second. What's my difficulty?
Your difficulty is going to be 2, because he's not a very big person.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't succeed, but I don't necessarily fail either. I get 3 advantages.
Alright, my internet didn't let me see that, but it makes sense, actually, because Toydarians having the wings would be able to flutter out of your reach pretty effectively. So you're able to stand up on the table and effectively cut off his escape, because he's flying towards the ceiling, and he either has to go into the guards or into you, and he doesn't really have anywhere else to go, so he's looking at you go, maybe we can talk about this. What do you say, Otto? What do you say?
Fine, let's talk. And I open my mouth and I go to bite his face.
Make a nom nom.
Nom nom. Same difficulty, I'm guessing?
For this, I'm gonna upgrade it to 3 purple and a black, because he is flying.
Fair enough. Can I use those 3 advantages to give me 3 blues?
Yes.
And roar.
Okay. Okay. So, you do bite him, and you do hold on to him, and he's like, and it takes about 30 minutes for the entire riot to calm down. But you do cause a prison riot. You do beat Ricky the Rat-Faced into a bloody pulp.
I actually
But
I
you are
actually bite in
pulled
and take
off.
some skin off.
You are pulled off of him, taking part of his left lung with him.
Yes.
And as you are pulled off, you are effectively stimmed into oblivion, and you wake up in a nondescript cell, one-way mirror glass looking at you, and your old commanding officer sitting across from you, Cass Grimsley, a no-nonsense human woman with close-cropped black hair, eyes as dark as midnight, and a smile that will give you nightmares.
So who am I killing now?
Oh, you're not going to go kill anyone, lassie.
Then what the fuck do you need me for?
They've asked for you on Coruscant.
Coruscant? You're shitting me. What do they need me on Coruscant for?
Fuck if I know, but if it gets away from Taro Squad, then I'm not going to fight it.
Oh, does that mean we're
So
not
you're on the
friends
next charter
anymore?
out of here. We were never friends, Otto.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, it was nice knowing you, but, no, it wasn't. Get the fuck out of my face, and I'm going to Coruscant.
As she stands, she looks back at you and says one sentence, and I'll let you decide how you react to it. I'll let Talia know your forward address.
As she says that, the smile disappears, and I'm assuming that I've got handcuffs behind me.
Oh, no, no, no. You are handcuffed to the table.
Okay. As that happens, I literally yank, not to try to break because I know that I'm not that strong, but I yank to make sure the sound is appropriate. Like she knows that or they know that I'm pulling as hard as I can. You just got added to the list.
As Cass Grimsley walks away, we are going to move to a very large, white-haired, calm individual. Thomas, you feel ready to introduce your character?
Sure. Why?
You can say no.
Let me go after someone a bit. I want to see how
Okay.
the dice roll a bit more.
Not a problem. Who would like to go next then?
Ladies first.
All right, Zeta, if
Man.
you're feeling willing, you're up.
Er,
So, what would Zeta be doing, and where would Zeta be?
probably on her ship. Hmm. Either
And what type of ship would that be? Would it be her personal ship? Would it be a Jedi ship?
personal ship, if that's possible.
Okay. So, what is Zeta's personal ship? Because we never really covered that.
That I am not sure yet.
Well, let's assume it's something smaller. Let's
Yeah.
assume something in the size of a small freighter, large starfighter, something with a cargo hold, but nothing extravagant.
Yeah, something like that. Nothing crazy.
So you're sitting there. R927 is actually plugged into your Navicomputer doing some calculations. What would Zeta be doing?
Either looking at maps, categorizing or cataloging um, things to find and things that have been found, stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
or seeing if there's any interesting news.
Okay.
Whatever works best.
Make a knowledge education check, if you don't mind. This will just be
Alright.
just kind of see what the historical record is speaking of currently.
Difficulty?
2 purple, please.
Hmm.
All right, 2 successes. So you see that Mandalorian attacks across the Old Republic are starting to spring up a little bit higher, coinciding with an uptick in Sith sieges, which means it's a possibility, not a certainty, that the Mandalorians and the Sith are collaborating, or at least exchanging information to make sure they can hurt the Republic the most. That threat means you're going to read that and you see the name of your old master mentioned as a casualty list, not a death, but a casualty list in a fight on Skako Minor.
Ah, shit.
So you have, at this moment, no idea if your master is dead or alive. You only know that they were last seen on Skako Minor.
Okay. That's great.
It is what it is.
Um, I think I'd shoot him a message real quick. Like email or
Okay.
whatever you want to call it.
So you shoot off a message through R927, and he puts it off through the hyperlanes. And as you do get a ping for a holo call.
Oh. Well, all right. Activate it or whatever.
And what would Zeta's old master be? I have an image in mind, but I want to see what you come up with.
I'd say standard older male Jedi Master, stereotypical looking.
Uh, any
Kind of
particular
rough.
species?
Um, human.
Human? All
Yeah.
right. So older, stereotypical human. Uh, a little less stereotypical because he actually joined the Temple Guardians as he got older. He was a very capable combatant, but he uses his time to peruse the archives right now. He, like you, was a seeker of knowledge. His seeking tended to be a little more combat focused. He was actually searching for ancient arts, specifically the arts of the Bendu monks, as they pertained to how they created the Jedi Order and created Shicho, the first lightsaber style.
Mhm.
And he never actually found the holocrons that led to the origination of Shicho, but he's still looking for them. He's just doing it from the temples that he knows of so far. Last time you saw him, he was actually stationed on Coruscant. That's where he's calling you from. So this bearded, grizzled, with a scar above his right eye, human male looks down and she goes, Zeta, and you are doing quite well, I hope.
Master? Yeah, I'm doing good.
Glad to hear it. The Council on Coruscant is looking for exceptional individuals to partake I'm not good with words. Um I'd like you to come to Coruscant.
All right.
Reason being, they're putting together a mission and I think you'd be a good fit.
I have to work with people.
Yes, you would have to work with people, Zeta. We've talked about this.
All right. I'll head over.
Well, I appreciate it, but Zeta, please put on your most polite face.
I'll do my best. I can promise you
I'm
that.
asking for better than your best, child.
I'll try. I really will.
Hmm.
People get
He gives you
stupid
the
and
look
my
of,
face
I
doesn't
know
hide
what
it.
that means. And then
Well, you know I don't
the,
have a
communi-
Sabak face.
the communication cuts off abruptly.
Well,
Uh,
what
a
was the
series
droid's
of
name
blips
again?
and kerwoos comes through as the posh British voice translated through your ship comes through, translated of R927. That was rather rude, wasn't it?
Eh, can't blame them. I guess we're heading to Coruscant.
To be fair, Zeta, you are being asked to be polite. That is not your forte.
Oh, very well, thank you.
Very well. I'm sorry. The two of us, each one of us has more manners. I can't even speak basic.
Well, it's not you.
Well, fuck you too. I'm not sending you to Coruscant. We're going straight into a black hole.
All right, sounds good.
Wait, you're
Better
sick.
than working with people.
You will be the death of me, and I am sending you to Coruscant just so I don't have to listen to you complain at me.
You know, you're probably
And
still gonna have to.
the ship jumps into hyperspace as you hear the extended British curses of a very annoyed astronaut. Also, yes, I did debate making her master a Gand, so you guys can fuck off. Alright. Who would like to go next?
I mean, if Thomas isn't ready, I can go.
Sounds good. Hit me, Bugman.
So, am I just fully taking the canvas here and drawing my own scene?
Yes, yes, you are.
Cool. Um, so unlike most, Ned would probably already be on Coruscant. That's where his main like originally from the Dantooine Temple, trained on the Dantooine Temple, but he's on Coruscant now. He's based on Coruscant. That's where he's needed the most. Um, he has his own workshop, rather small, but he has a saber forge in it. Uh, Various little bits and bobs scattered around. You see like a hunched over little insect on a table with a completely dark room, save for one overhanging desk lamp um, that shines solely on the table and a little bit on his carapace. He's hunched over, and as the view like kind of pans, you see that he is currently has a saber hilt on the crafting bench with about 3 magnifying glasses in front of his one compound in front of in front of his compound eye.
Mm-hmm.
And he is taking very meticulous little soldering tools and very gently like a little bit of
As
smoke comes off.
as you are building, which is unusual, typically done by the Force, but being a skeptic as you are, you do sabers by hand, a completely bespoke practice. Any saber of yours is unique in and of itself. Uh, you hear the chime of someone standing in front of your door.
Z, the door, please.
I'm
And
sorry.
then as I say, Z, get the door, please. A little uh kind of looking like a little mushroom cap with just a little bulb on the bottom of it rises up as a little defense remote rises up and goes and bops a little button on the door to open it.
You hear a very almost affirmative trill as this remote uh, does your bidding and returns to your side, hovering over you.
Um,
You
as
hear
the
the
door
heavy
opens,
clomp of footsteps behind you. Familiar footsteps. Yes?
uh, is this the guy that we've talked about?
This is Balaz Navar, your Iktochi warrior friend.
I put down my tools very gently, kind of like make sure that the hilt is stable because it is my hilt that I'm working on. Move the magnifying glass out of the way, and I spin around my chair and I go, "Yes, Balaz, how might I help you?" As audibly a little collar around my neck translates, but outwardly kind of in tune with that, you hear a lot of series of like clicks and like insectoid like gargles.
Used to this, Balaz looks at you, but as he does so, you notice him. If you'd like to make a perception check, you can, or there's a couple things I'll give you for free.
I mean, I'll always make a check.
Yeah, please feel free.
Um, is there a difficulty, or am I just like
This is
tossing some
going to be
dice out?
one. You know Balaz really well, so it'd be easy to see any differences. There's a couple things I'll give you. Okay, yeah, that explains a lot. So Balaz looks quite different. That success is going to be noticing he's missing two things: a horn and an arm. Iktochi are known for their two sloping horns that come almost beneath their chin, resting against their collarbones. They have some flexibility to them to allow Iktochi to move their head, but Balaz was always very proud of his because his were a little bit larger than normal, almost indicating, virility in his culture. But he's down one, and his arm went with it. You see that it's not his dominant hand. He still has the lightsaber you gave him. He still has a prosthetic, and it looks slightly painful. It's almost insectoid, as if he based it off of you. Just to answer your question, Geo, his yes, Jules. Uh, Geo, building a lightsaber by hand is extremely uncommon. It's most often done with the Force. The fact that Ned can do it by hand is an anomaly in and of itself.
I
Uh,
I appreciate that. If I have something that I want to add, for me this is just kind of making conversation. I didn't mean to interrupt or anything.
You're totally fine. This is me being a DM. I love to supply information. But
Not a problem.
Balaz is injured. Balaz looks like he just came from the front lines. He's still wearing scorched robes. You can see where the cut was made and the hastily applied prosthetic. As I said, it looks slightly insectoid, as if he requested something similar to one of his friends. But he looks a little down. He's not hugely happy in this juncture, but he is happy to see you.
So, in this moment, as I turn around and he kind of walks up, I feel like whenever Ned sees someone like that comes to him personally, he starts like a Sherlock Holmes thing where he starts like with his huge compound eyes, just analyzes everything he possibly can in like a quick few seconds. Um, he notices all of that. He takes note of that mentally. He looks up at at Balaz and just goes, "If you're looking for the infirmary, you missed it by a couple of doors."
I wasn't looking for the infirmary, my friend. I just wanted to come and see how you were doing, and to tell you, if I may, your saber saved my life.
As it is meant to. I'm glad it was of use to you.
Oh, incredibly. I am so tired of the conflict with the Sith, my friend. I wonder if perhaps my place is no longer on the front lines, but to teach those who must be sent there.
Kind of scratch my chin a little bit. Uh, Motion for him to take any seat that's around here. There's a couple just kind of like lazily strewn about the room as I
Mhm.
go throughout my my shop in like a mad, frantic crafting focus. But I just kind of motion for him to have a seat.
Oh, Boss has been to your workshop many times. He kind of, without thinking, clears off a couple of sprockets, gently pushing them into a bin labeled miscellaneous,
It,
and
it's
sits down.
it's let's be fair, it's a huge bin. It is a giant everything bin that I don't know where it goes yet,
Law
and I haven't had
knows
a
that
chance to
if
look
you
through it.
put it in the
It's like
miscellaneous
Pappy's
bin,
garage.
you will get to it eventually. So everything goes in the miscellaneous bin to Balaz.
Yes, to Cedric and Thomas, who have both been to my house, it's Pappy's garage essentially. It
Oh,
Yes.
is
yes,
just
this
shit
explains so
everywhere.
much.
um, as Blaz takes a seat, I kind of um operate my chair a little bit and like sink it down or raise it up depending on how he sits and get to be eye level with him. And I
You would
go,
actually have to lower it because Balaz is actually resting his hands on his knees. You see a slight wince as his hand goes down. He's a right-handed Iktochi, so you see a little wince as his left elbow touches his knee, indicating this prosthetic is still new, hasn't quite joined with his flesh. He goes, the sieges continue. It, we're still trying to fight on Ord Mantell, my friend, and we're still trying to take the battle that took your master. It's a grind. I don't think I can fight any longer.
"Have you voiced these concerns with the council?"
I have. They feel that having such a resource in the jewel system is worth any number of sacrifices, and I worry that they are losing their way. Uh, I cannot see a way forward, my friend.
Hmm. Hmm. And I kind of like go into a very short, deep thought. Well, I suppose I could have a word with them.
Would you? You are a technician of great renown, and It would mean more than a warrior from the front lines to have someone who is in a peaceful state to bring something this close to their attention.
Hmm. Yes, then maybe that
They
is what I will
worry,
do today.
they worry that many of us on the front lines may fall to the dark side. We've seen it before, but uh, we are tired, Ned. If you could speak for us, we would be eternally grateful.
Um, real quick, just as a little bit of backstory, a little bit of fun world building. What is Balaz's like favored fighting style? It doesn't have to have like a name, but does he have like a specific form that he likes to practice?
Yes, Balan. Oh, sorry. Double check that I said that correctly. Yeah, Balaz is a Gemso practitioner. He especially loves Dinmok, and for him to be talking so openly is very weird because he is a verbal fighter. He loves to get in his opponent's face and to make them question their own reason for fighting. So for him to be questioning his own reasons means he is very conflicted.
Mm. Um, I kind of hop off my stool, kind of grab his wrist and gently pull it out. Just kind of look at the workmanship, scoff at the craftsmanship. Uh, hold out my other hand and go,
Yeah,
might
if you want
I?
to make a mechanics check to see either upgrade it, uh,
Yeah, for sure.
Ned, if you would upgrade this, I'd be grateful. This is literally a slipshod piece. I can't even hold a saber in this.
Absolutely. Let me have a look, please.
I'm gonna
Um,
spend those 3 advantages for you. The reason that Balaz was feeling so poorly is he hasn't been able to fight to his full uh, potential because he lost an arm. Balaz,
mhm.
as a Gemso practitioner, used two-handed strikes to overwhelm his opponents, and now he feels weak because he is no longer as physically imposing as he was.
Um, what is the difficulty for looking at his arm?
Uh, 2 purple and 2 black because it's a battlefield injury.
Okay. Now I'm gonna see if this. I think it's one or the other. Let me double check my ability.
If you have any way
Um.
to remove black, this would apply to that.
Well, no, I'm
Because
seeing if. Okay, yeah, no. So it's an option. So I am going to choose to, instead of adding a blue, I'm going to subtract a black.
yep, so
That is what
two
that's what
purple and
Inventor
one
does.
black.
Cool.
You are very easily able to make that insectoid arm more akin to your it's not Thrakeen, it's Verpine arm.
Mm-hmm.
So you understand instinctually this simplistic method and are able to brace it in such a way that you've seen Balaz fight before. You know what his fighting style is, and you know how the stresses affect it. So you're able to brace his arm in such a way that if he does bring his saber down, it won't hurt him as badly. It's still not
So
going to be the same. He's going to have to learn how to compensate, but he is in a much better place after only 10 minutes of your time.
so essentially, as I'm working, just kind of muttering to myself, I've programmed the translator not to translate my mutterings because that's only for me and that's only me talking aloud to myself.
I
um, and
Molas has worked with you enough he finds it comforting. He doesn't need to know what you're saying, but he definitely appreciates that you're giving him your full attention.
essentially, what he did wrong here, like Ned, he sees that he's made he sees that he's flattered that the arm is made by his species, and he remembers that. Um, but what he tried doing, it looks like the battle mech tried to do is make the my people's arm, my people's biological like form arm into a human, and that's not how it works. So essentially, Ned breaks off 2 of the fingers, throws them to the side,
Mhm.
and then just starts like kind of shifting the nerves and the support onto just supporting the two like the radius and ulna, just supporting putting all the support into that, making the musculature a lot more suitable to a person of this stature. Um,
Mm-hmm.
right after I finish, I let him do a couple of like a couple of test motions and all that. And then I hold out my hand again, and I ask him if I can see Tiv Vok, which is what I have branded his saber.
He graciously hands over a saber, and you see that there are a few personal touches that are purely cosmetic. He's added a small, almost like a martial arts tail to the pommel, and a leather grip that you generally don't go for. But other than that, it is Tivok as you are used to it.
Kind of give it a once over. Give it a make sure that it's operating well. I activate it. I had to like make the hilt a little bit heavier to suit his drastic swinging. Um, but I give it a couple of test waves. Deactivate it, give that to him, and I go, "Well done. You have truly made it your own."
That's all one can ask for, especially with a saber of such fine quality. If you could speak to the council, I would be most appreciative, but for now, I think I do actually have a youngling class to teach. And he gives you this look of fear as if teaching is one of his least favorite activities, but he is a knight and he can't escape his duties.
The younglings are a terror. You should get going.
And you see the slight look of resignation of the, it is my duty. Fuck. And he just
Ned
walks towards the training area.
Ned has sworn at the council left, right, and center he will never teach anyone that is uh like mid Padawan or lower. Will
A
never.
valid
Uh-uh.
concern. A very valid concern.
He teaches too fast and too specific.
You have taught exactly one pupil, and immediately after your lesson, they went to the council and said, I would like a new tutor, please.
Yeah. I'm not for the faint-hearted.
Yes.
Yep. But
Which
then
brings us.
Ned just spends another like 45 minutes working on his saber, gets it perfect, and then heads off to go talk to the council.
Yes. While this is going on, we are going to shift time around, and we are going to meet our final group member. Thomas, are you ready?
Yes, and I have a question before I start talking about what he's doing.
Please.
Would he know that the council wants to talk to him? Like, because he would always be like looking if they want to talk to him or not. Like he would always be right there.
Um, Make a force check for me,
Okay.
please.
How do I do that?
Roll whatever white dice you have equal to your force rating.
Okay, so that's 4.
Jesus.
4 white dice, correct.
There you go.
All right. So you have rolled 3 light side points and 2 dark side points. Now, 3 light side points can be construed as 3 successes.
Mm-hmm.
2 dark side points in this instance can be construed as quote unquote failures. So you did
Gotcha.
succeed. I'm going to give you
Okay.
one piece of information. If you had rolled all light side points, I would give you more,
Mhm.
but I'm just going to give you one critical piece of information.
Gotcha.
The critical piece of information you found is the council has heard the force speak.
Okay. Yeah, that's all I need to know. So he he doesn't really do much, like just in his spare time. It'd be a lot of
Mm-hmm.
meditation, getting closer to the force, feeling if he can be closer to it, So as soon as he gets even the slightest whisper that the council has heard something or has more information, he's been standing outside the door of the council for like 3 days. Like, and 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 he's been. I did draw him. He's looking exactly like this at the door, just in the hallway for like a few days. It's become like a meditation exercise for him.
Is he just staring at the door?
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
my
He's
god.
not very smart.
That's amazing.
I love. I know it's not vacant, but I love the vacant eyes
Yes.
given this
Yeah,
man.
it's not
Thomas,
entirely vacant.
Staring into oblivion, this man.
Thomas,
Yeah.
I have had a lot of weird shit thrown at me as a DM, but this is the first time I'm going to ask you. Could you please roll a willpower check with 3 difficulty, 1 for each day that you have stood in front of the council chambers trying not to cause a commotion?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. What do I roll for that? 3 difficulties. So it's 3 of the purple, right?
Yes.
And whatever your willpower is,
You could
actually
also
for this,
you could also do
I'm going to ask for
resilience.
discipline.
I'd say it
Yeah,
could be
discipline
resilience. Or
works.
discipline would probably be the best.
Discipline, if you have skills in discipline, it will be your willpower, which is a number, and if you have skills, that'll make some of the dice yellow instead of green. So yeah, if you have
Gotcha.
the choice
I
to
found
roll,
resilience on this. Okay. So then
uh,
3 difficulties. You said.
resilience, but discipline. 3 difficulty, a discipline check, not a resilience check.
Discipline check. Okay. Not that. Take that out of there. How do I get rid of it?
You click it.
You click on whatever
click
you
on the
don't
dice.
want.
Whatever it is.
Oh, I see. Okay. So there, with 3 difficulty, you say.
That is correct.
Well,
Thomas, real quick, do you have like on your character sheet, what is
Yes.
your ranks in discipline?
Let me go there. Trying to. How do I go to my character sheet? I just did it like a second ago.
Hold on. I have access
Hold on.
to it.
I have a PDF of it too. So.
Javen, that would be I don't have any.
Um.
Oh.
So Thomas,
No,
if
I have
you...
two. I have 2 ranks in it.
Okay,
Yes.
and then okay, so what is your willpower score?
My willpower is 2.
Okay.
Okay, so it would be 2 yellows is what you're going to be rolling.
Yeah.
Because
Ah.
you have 2 ranks in discipline, and you have
Mhm.
2 willpower. So when you have a rank, it upgrades the green to a yellow. So what you would be rolling now is 2 yellow against 3 purple.
Okay. Do I re-roll the 3 purple, or are we just gonna keep?
Yeah. No. Just re-roll the entire thing.
Yeah, reroll the entire thing, please, because that's the.
Hey!
There
we go.
Gotcha.
So,
okay. I see.
In this instance, you know, we're gonna get through Krat's introduction, and then I'm gonna do something because I'm sorry, folks, I forgot to ask us to roll for Destiny. We'll get there in just a second.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Alright.
It's a game mechanic. So, you exhibit a startling amount of discipline because, if we're being honest, you want immediately to go to the council and raise your thoughts because
yes, exactly.
but you wait, and you wait until such time as a protocol droid approaches you and says, "Oh, Jedi Knight Krat. How coincidental. You are asked
Hello.
to speak before the council. Would you please join us?"
Yes. I waited the exact appropriate amount of time.
There's
Wait,
a comedic
wait,
beat.
it's a droid? Wait, it's a droid?
It is a droid.
It hears nothing then. I just nod. because he speaks telepathically.
Yeah,
Yes,
no,
the droid hears nothing and just goes,
Yes,
"Excellent. I am
yes,
pleased
but
to
this
see
isn't.
you understand. Please follow me." And the Silver
Yeah.
Protocol droid walks into the council chamber.
Yeah, he does follow it.
Okay.
He does make a few comments like, your back looks very polished today. But he just gets ignored.
They get ignored because a droid does not speak telepathically.
Oh my
Exactly.
god.
We're gonna rewind for a little bit. So go ahead.
The what? Am I doing something?
Oh, I thought I heard someone. I thought I heard someone speaking.
I was just laughing and saying, "Oh my god, I apologize."
No problem. So we're actually going to rewind a little bit because Krat has actually watched all three of you enter at different points on the same day, thankfully. Not at different days. But you all
Okay.
enter the Jedi Council chamber ahead of Krat.
I desperately want to do this play-by-play on who gets there first and what Krat's reaction to another person.
Yeah,
We're gonna.
I'm honestly curious about that too.
Oh, we're gonna. But I'd like everyone to roll Destiny, please.
Got it.
How do I do that?
So
So
all this is, guys, is roll 1 force die. That's all you gotta do.
Hey!
Countering me.
Oh.
Kriot fucked up.
So Thomas, just
Uh-huh.
a quick little, and also to Jules, a quick little refresher on what this is Destiny points. Let's say you fuck up a roll, or you're about to make a roll. You use a Destiny point to turn something in your favor. It's just kind of like a thing of like, hey DM, can I use a Destiny point to upgrade my ability check, or can I use a Destiny point to say I have this item on me? It's kind of just like a way to like add more
Gotcha.
to give us more, like, a little bit of narrative control from time to time.
The book describes
Gotcha.
it as a way to separate us from the regular people. Like, this is what makes us heroes. But Javen's absolutely right. It's essentially a, can I please not fuck up?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
We as the players are only allowed to use the light side points, and the DM can use dark side points, unless we are
Oh,
dark
boy.
side users, or villains, in which case we would use dark side, he would use the light.
Exactly, it goes the opposite
Gotcha.
direction.
Yeah.
So
Question.
whenever Zeta is ready, roll a white icosahedron, the 12-sided die.
Mm-hmm. Got that. I've got it in the tray. How do I roll
You
from the
need to hit the
tray?
roll button, right?
Where?
There should be a roll dice button, right?
Julianne, click on your character and then hit roll dice.
Got
You
it.
may have clicked off.
Found it.
There you go.
Thank you.
I've done that before, Julianne.
I'm like, there's no roll button.
I know. I have
No,
done
no.
that so many times.
Yeah. I have one for the droid, but I'm not counting the droid because that's a self-insert character, and we're not gonna let that happen.
Yep. Hey, three light and 3 dark. Not a bad start.
Now, if everyone could hit the D20 in the middle section, you're going to roll a D20 so we can see who's the first one.
Damn. Thank God we're not playing a D. I need to put that virtual dice in dice jail.
I don't know how you do that, brother.
Javen, remember Tuesday?
Oh
Or
yeah.
remember Monday? That was all virtual dice.
Wow. Yeah, maybe we should just stop rolling virtual D20s.
Yeah, we really fucking
No, okay,
should.
so we played Pokemon on Monday. I think it was just combat for that session. Cedric, every time Cedric's turn came up, he rolled a nat 1.
Oh,
Every
shit.
single time.
Jesus Christ.
Oh god.
That's
Yeah.
so sad.
3
really
nat
bad.
1s in a row.
The RNG just hated you.
RNG fucking hated me that day, yeah. But
Oh god.
On this fucking day.
in this
Anywho.
case, Odo You are first. You see a Karkadon, a shark person in a white jumpsuit with handcuffs and leg cuffs, walking escorted by two Jedi Sentinels towards the council chamber.
I've never seen him before, correct?
That is absolutely correct.
Yeah, okay. I step out in front of them and put out my hand and go, "No, I was here first."
Get in line, bitch.
Wait, does he do that in front of the Jedi or in front of me?
Yes.
All of you. Like it's just all of you need to wait. I've been here first. I have a question for the council.
You better put that hand away before I give you less digits.
He looks at it and then lowers his hand. Apologies. I did not mean to be so aggressive.
Oh, what the fuck? This dude's speaking about. Oh, fuck no! I start pulling
Yes.
it. I start pulling at the handcuffs. This fucker's speaking in my head. I'm gonna fuck. God damn it!
Please wait patiently as I ask the
Jeez.
council what they are doing. I just have a quick question. It will not be long.
Odo
I've
is
waited for 30 days
furious.
to ask
Odo-
this question.
Odo, could you please roll a discipline check?
I
Difficulty 2.
I like to think that even though he talks telepathically, with each word his little penis mouth kind of wiggles a little bit.
Yeah, I
Yep,
think he
yep.
does make noise.
What
Like,
it-
like he is talking, but
Kind of like how like when a deaf person still makes noise as they're signing, like you
Yeah.
still make a little bit of noise.
Yeah.
What is
Yeah,
my
it's like that.
difficulty, Cedric?
2 purple, and I'm gonna give you 1 blue because you're handcuffed.
Fair enough. Yes! Cedric,
Okay.
I have one question. Were these people smart
Uh-huh.
enough to give me a muzzle?
No.
After he said enough words in my head, I'm gonna go for nom nom.
Okay, so we're gonna make a engaged attack.
Oh Lord.
do I have
This
to
is not how I
defend or
envisioned the
anything?
first session going, but sure. Here we go. Here we go.
Thomas,
Make your attack.
do you have any like defense or anything if I were to engage you?
I mean, is that strictly like the defense stat? I don't think so.
Okay. On your sheet, Thomas. First of all, what's your soak value?
3.
Okay. Now on your, I think you should have. Oh no, concealing rooms is just +1 soak. I don't think you have any melee defense or range defense.
And that was
No, I
going to be
don't
my
think
big question. And also if he added any red, which would be kind of difficult right now. I just need to know
Tell you
plus
what.
the two purple if I need to do anything.
Yes,
I,
you're
you,
gonna
you-
make
you-
that
Oh.
1 red and 1 purple.
God damn it. All right.
That's me spending a point to make this harder on Gio.
Oh Lord.
You bite the poor sage.
Okay, so Craig, here is literally what has happened, and I would
Right.
like you to react as honestly as possible.
Right.
You have very politely told this person, "Oh no, I am first," and then they bit you.
Hmm.
Which by
for
the way does 7.
approximately 4
which-
damage.
Yeah, well no, actually it does 7 because my jaws do +1. The damage on
So-
there is correct.
No, it's minus soak.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I forgot.
So 4 damage.
So is that wounds or strain?
Wound.
Wound.
Wounds.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you have just been bitten. You have a shark on your arm. react as Krat would.
Well, he assumes that, like, any time that he gets in trouble in the Jedi Temple, he just assumes that someone is going to step in with a lightsaber, like just because everyone's like so lightsaber happy around here. So I guess his immediate reaction, can I just use like a form of the battle meditation? Is there like a limit to how much I can use battle meditation, like like spell slots in D&D? There's just like something I can just do.
Nah, man, you can just go
You
for
can
it.
just go for it, man.
Activate
Okay,
the
so
force power. You have to
yeah,
roll
so
force dice to activate it.
gotcha. So I guess his immediate reaction would be battle meditation to the two gentlemen next to me, because there's no way I'm getting out of his mouth
Okay, so
without also being violent.
correct. So you're going
So
to roll. I don't remember what it takes to activate battle meditation, but you're going to roll a force power check, which I believe is those 4 white dice again.
Yes, I will double check.
Oh.
Just
Oh!
oh,
Okay, so Krat, now this leads you to a choice.
uh-huh.
You can use the dark side. You will gain conflict from doing something like acting rashly with your emotions against the Jedi Code, and you will use one of those destiny that's up top. Or you can choose to fail and not activate the force power. It's up to you.
No, I mean he wouldn't use the dark side over this. So no, it's just gonna be like he just assumes that he's doing it, I guess.
maybe like narratively, because you do still feel the role. You feel a lot of like anger well up into like a lot of just like
Yeah,
frustration
it's
or
like
something
I'm gonna
like
explode.
What you essentially feel is a slightly bigger human mouth jump and bite with shark teeth into your arm. Like, it's not pleasant. You feel what the fuck's going on your arm right now.
Yeah, I still do have like the lifeless stare though.
Yeah.
Like just staring at you. I don't really think that well, I don't think he can really make a lot of noise. So it is
No,
just silent like he looks down.
not at this juncture.
Yeah.
So, Gio,
Yeah.
the roll I just made was a lightsaber check. Here's how it's going to play out, though. You are a restrained inmate.
Yep.
You're going to take 4 strain, and you're going to have a Jedi Sentinel lightsaber placed up against your throat as the other Jedi Sentinel also takes 4 strain and takes his numb hand and goes and runs away. So you are guarded by one Jedi Sentinel at the moment, who completely failed their lightsaber check and hit their friend, also managing. But you have a lightsaber to your throat.
I acknowledge because I know what that saber can do. I've seen it enough times in combat, and I do eventually release my teeth. But I just stare. I stare at Krat. The amount of teeth that I poured in, like, you better stop talking in my fucking brain, or else I'm digging back in, motherfucker. Like, I
Please
back
do not
up.
Bite me again.
Did he say that in my brain?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I do it again. I don't give. I do it again. I don't give a shit.
Jesus
Would I be walking
Christ.
up at some point?
Yes,
soon
please,
here?
somebody stop me.
You are walking up right now. Gio, you are making the same combat check, but this time it is 3 red.
Well, hold on.
Wait,
If
Otto!
if Zendaya walks up, she would be able to stop me just by telling me to calm the fuck down.
Zeta, okay, so for fortune's sake, I'm going to ask Zeta to make an agility check.
Okay.
So you're gonna roll your just straight agility against 2 purple.
My agility is 2.
Please keep me from doing something stupid, Jules.
You said 2 purple?
I said 2 purple.
Alright.
Oh, thank God.
What do you say to get Odo to stop?
Oi! Oh no! Cut it out!
My mouth is like inches away from Zark's from the skin, and I see Zendaya, and I go, "Kid!" And I immediately walk over to her. I forget everything that's going on. Going, I still got my handcuffs on, and I'm like, "How you been, kid?"
Doing better than you, apparently.
Well, everybody's doing better than me. You see these handcuffs?
Uh-huh. And the bloody teeth.
Yeah, that's from him, not me.
It's still you.
Well, do you expect anything else? This motherfucker talked in my brain.
You're in my temple. What do you expect?
I expect him to talk to me like a fucking person instead of in my
Do
fucking
you see
brain.
a mouth?
He still could have said something.
Just take a breath.
Fine.
You
Better
here to
talk.
see the council too?
They just brought me here from the jail cell.
Fun. Something interesting's going on.
I look at the
Please
Jedi.
note
I
that
look at the
would be
Jedi
asking
Council really
first.
quick, and I go, "Sorry about the blood," as it pours from my face.
You haven't been admitted to the Jedi Council yet, so you're just looking at a door. But this is the point where Ned would walk up.
Ned, in his ever advancing age for a bug person, is now walking with like a little bit of like a middle-aged Asian man hunch.
Mm-hmm.
Has a little like a little headset with like a little appraiser thing on the right side. Walking up with a little little mushroom cap drone just kind of flying next to him. Walking up. Look at
What's
this
the name of
whole
your mushroom
scene.
cap drone?
What's up?
What's the name of your mushroom cap drone?
It's just Z for right now until I figure out what its actual designation is. But I just call it Z. For everyone else, this is a
Cool.
shield
Z it
remote.
is.
This is a shield remote to Krat. Honestly, to all three of you, this shield remote has been with me it's with me at all times, and it helps protect me in combat.
Nice.
But I would walk up, see this whole commotion, recognize all three of you, and go, "Oh, hello,
Hi.
You
Odo,
have a band-aid.
Odo, Zeta, Krat." As my compound eyes just kind of squint just a little bit, like Krat.
Twig, how the hell are you?
Why do you have blood on your mouth?
Because this
Why
fucker
did you
wouldn't
bu-
stop talking in my brain.
He literally cannot do anything else, Odo. Deal with it.
That's what I said.
The fuck I won't. I like my brain where it is.
Where's your gun?
They still have Daisy. But don't worry, as soon as I get it back, I'm putting 5 holes in this motherfucker.
Ned,
Like-
you're the only one who I have not told. I will be talking to the council first.
He does it again?
No, you can't hear that.
Oh.
Ned walks a little bit closer to Krat and just, "I'm sorry, what?"
I will
Not
be speaking to
responding.
the council first.
Not responding at all mentally, but fully just like staring him down, talking out of his little translator.
Yeah.
And why would that be?
I have waited here for 3 days.
That translating the sigh.
Yo,
No,
Twig, why are you breathing heavy?
Of course,
Z
because
is illustrated
why?
in this portion because
What? What, Cedric?
so Z has been with you for a short while, but Z has learned quickly exactly what Verpine illustrations are. And as you sigh, you see Z go from a high point to a low and slightly dip up, almost as like a vocal sigh. And you just emote through the droid.
We sigh in tandem.
Yep, exactly.
And why have you chosen to be here for 3 days?
So I could be the first to talk to the council. They have some important news.
Wait, this
They've
fucker's
learned
been sitting
something.
here for 3 days?
Krat. Oh, Krat. And I just shake my head and I just walk open and push open the doors. You can just walk in.
I didn't want to be rude.
If you have a question, you may ask, Krat. Now, come on, all of you. We all have business, I assume.
And after 3 days, he enters the room.
Oh, Zeta. And I turn back and look you up and down and I go, how's the ship? How is the
Doing
astromech?
good. He's snippy as ever.
I could
Zeta,
wipe it. I could
look,
wipe that, you know.
It's fine. It's
Zeta?
kind of fun.
R9 is not there.
Oh, he's with the ship?
No. You don't
Oh.
know where R9 is.
No, he ran off. He might have gotten tired of me.
A shame.
It's only his second
Z.
one.
Z misses him.
Oh.
And although Ned is a profound believer and insists on memory wipes, he secretly never wipes Z's memory.
Z looks back and forth, and you see almost, if a remote could look hangdog, Z looks hangdog.
Oh. We'll find him, Z.
No.
All right, everyone in, and Krat, you can just, you can just wait your turn. And I tilt my head coyly.
I will be going first.
And then we race into the council room.
Yeah, no.
I-
Krat will be speaking first to the council.
To help my friend Twig, I literally take my handcuffs and put them around the neck of Krat and just pull him back.
I don't
could
resist.
I
Please
have-
let go.
What is Odo's brawl score?
I have a brawl
was gonna
score
say.
of a brawl or a brawn?
Brawl, the skill.
As soon as Odo does that, I shuffle back and smack you on the arm. You barely feel it, but it's more of to send a message.
What the fuck, Twig?
You are in cuffs.
Okay, so-
Respect the cuffs.
I don't know.
Alright.
Please
Respect
let
the
go of
fucking
me.
cuffs.
Correct.
Yes.
You are going to make a brawl check against
Oh.
Otto's difficulty. Otto,
That'd be
is
2
your-
red and 1 purple.
2 red, 1 purple. You're going to get 2 blue from Ned's interference.
So 2 blue, 1 red, and 1 purple?
2 red, 2 blue, and 1 purple.
Along with your whatever your athletics score is.
Yes.
Which I mean, you're big, so I think it's
It's
Not
gonna be an
bad.
even.
Yeah,
It's gonna be an even
That's
fight,
why-
honestly.
That's why I'm saying this, is because the
There we
talls are
That's fine.
big.
oh my god.
Damn.
How many successes?
So, Odo, you go to snag this person, and you forget that the talls are just about as big as the Karkadon. And as he stands up, you look, and his shoulders are about where your arms would be at full extension.
So,
And-
I'm guessing that I probably don't even slow him down.
No, he literally drags you into the chamber.
The
He's
whole
going to talk to the council.
I must speak with the council. They've
The whole-
learned something.
the whole time I'm hanging on his neck, and as I enter the door, like right behind him, like literally right behind him, I'm
No.
going, "Fuck, shit, fuck, god damn it, you slow down, you son of a bitch!"
Think of Think of it like an unruly child giving a very large person a piggyback.
Like,
That's
I am
what
literally like trying to beat this motherfucker after like trying to like drag me in, and I'm like, son of a bitch, you better fucking stop.
I feel like even as Krat is dragging Odo behind him, we're still neck and neck because Ned does not move fast.
No,
Yeah.
it is. You all enter the chamber at the same point, and you see 3 holograms, 2 empty seats, and 2 biological bodies just staring at you, just like, what?
The second that we actually stop, I take my handcuffs off and I just look at Kriat and go, God damn. And I just kind of go off to the side. I still have blood around my mouth, by the way.
Mhm. So the 2 biological bodies that you actually see are a male Bith and a female Deveronian, both in council robes. The female Deveronian has slightly better fabric, and she is seated at the central point of the council chamber. There are 2 empty seats. No holograms are put. They are at the very edge of the council chamber. And the 3 holographic images you see are of a Makian, a female Makian, a male Cuso, and a male Kosian.
Okay, wait. One more time slower. The Makian is
So there's a male Makian seated at 3 o'clock. At
Okay.
1 o'clock, there is a Kosian male.
Oh.
At
I like the
noon,
Kosians.
there is a Deveronian female. The Makian is a holographic image, by the way. At 2 o'clock, there is a holographic image of a Cuso male. And last but not least, there is the holographic image of a Bith male.
A Bith Jedi, interesting.
Rat does think he's a Bith with a disease.
Mm-hmm. So you are welcome to examine him if you want.
Dear master, what is wrong with you?
Are
you okay?
You lost your hair.
Before we go any further, I'm gonna ask anyone who is affiliated with the Coruscant Temple to roll a knowledge lore check with 2 purple.
Cedric, you could just
Oh,
save
that-
time and say anyone who's not Geo.
Geo, if you'd like to roll, you can.
I don't
You're just
know what
gonna
the
have
fuck's
2
going.
red.
I'm staring at Kriak for this motherfucker dragging me after I had his neck around. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Mhm.
Crap with his 1 dice.
He still won though. Look at that.
He's not
the
very
1
smart.
intelligence.
All right, so all of our Jedi friends,
He's passionate. He's not very smart.
the Jedi Council normally has 7 seats. 2 of those seats are unfilled because their holders were recently killed.
Ooh.
Oof.
Javen, with 2 successes, you know both Pratt and Zeta, you would know both as well. Pratt, you only know that the person most recently killed was Titus Andrus, a human male. Zeta and Ned. You know that the second master killed about 2 years. The seat has not been filled. was Gara Hazar, one of the few Drawl Jedi you've ever met.
Gara, what now?
Hazar, Kazar.
Thank you. And it was a what? Sorry.
A Drawl, a hamster.
Oh. Oh.
Wait,
Hamster Jedi.
wait, Cedric, can really quick, can I make a perception check to see if there's any hair where his seat was?
Yes, 4 red.
Some extra hamster hair.
I'm just fucking curious. I know I'm gonna fuck it up. I don't
It's-
care.
It's
Alright.
just Hammond. It's just Jedi Hammond.
Oh!
God. What a waste of a fucking
Odo.
triumph.
Hey, Odo,
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna bank those threats.
Okay.
But yes, there was food in that chair not long ago.
Well, there was fur in that chair.
Oh no, it was food.
Oh, food! Odo just starts laughing. He starts pointing at the chair.
Damn, they really didn't bother to clean off the chair even.
No, they didn't.
It's easy to get hair everywhere.
Oh, they just left it.
The Deveronian female is the first to speak. Greetings, all. I trust you've been slightly gifted as to what you've been asked. Oh.
I look at Krat. Well,
I am going to.
well,
I
you
would
see,
like to speak first,
well,
if that is okay.
You see, actually, I was waiting
I
here
have
for
been
4
waiting-
days.
I have been waiting outside for 3 days to ask you all a question.
And I've been waiting for 4. Not to one up or anything, but it is true.
He
look-
looks down, he looks back up, and just
Give
raises
him
a finger
deception
and says, "That is a lie."
Deception check. 2 red, 1 purple, and the GM is going to take a piss.
I mean, I will voluntarily fail this. I'm literally, I'm doing this literally just to fuck around with Krat.
Just to piss off
He
Kratz
does
for a
not
minute.
get that at all. He thinks you just don't understand that he's going first.
That's Ned's favorite part.
Oh. To you, again, I'm going to take a piss. I'll be right back.
Fine. So, Thomas, I think our dynamic for years has literally just been Ned taking the shit out of Krat, and Krat just being completely oblivious to it.
Yeah. Yeah. He does not understand like sarcasm or he's not smart enough for that.
That being said, Ned will fight for you and with you till his dying breath. You are
Because I
his.
won't touch my lightsaber.
Thank God, because I won't fight. Period.
So
Yeah,
I would interject a little bit, and after Ned says he's been there for 4 days, I wouldn't say anything, but I would just kind of look at him like, fucking really?
And
All people do around here wait.
I feel like also, because Ned is a bug with a universal translator, tone does not carry at all.
Exactly.
So he is a supremely sarcastic being, but no one gets it.
Well, and especially not me, because I'm in prison for like half the time anybody knows me. So like when you say you've been down here for 4 days, like I expected of the fucking beast that I just followed in, because he's kind of an idiot. But then I look at you and like, wait, have you really been down here for 4 fucking days?
Not as stupid as you thought, huh? It's actually very normal to do that.
If I clock Otto's viewpoints on that, I just do a very quick look back and just like a no, kind of like very small head shake, like
And that's kind of, again, with still blood around my mouth, I kind of go, oh, like ah, and then I just kind of look forward and like, okay, why are we here?
Zayda's literally just standing there dreading the fact that she knows she has to work with all you fucks.
See, me and Krat, I have business with the council, and so does Krat. We don't know about y'all's thing at all.
I
We don't
literally
know
just
what
got
Ellie
brought
knows in
here.
Job, really.
I
No,
don't know.
okay.
I just know because that's my luck.
You were summoned
Focus
for
in
a
5,
job.
4, 3, 2, 1. Sorry, folks. I had to go take a pee.
No, it's
Be
good.
back.
Good.
You good?
What did I miss?
Oh no.
We
Literally,
were
just
literally
fucking around.
fucking around. Just go ahead and go.
Beautiful. So, you were posed with a question from the Grand Master of the Coruscant Council. Do you know why you're here?
Thomas is muted, but I will say, as Ned goes to raise his hand to speak, I imagine Krat would come in and be like, "I have been waiting for."
Yeah, no, it's definitely just like I don't care who they ask first. I am gonna interject and just be like, I have been waiting for 3 days, and I have a question for you all.
And what be your question, Nightcut?
What was the exact wording of it? It was they've learned something about the Force.
The Force has spoken to
That's
them.
what it is. I just repeat that basically like I felt that the Force has spoken to you, and I must know what that is about.
You watch as 5 face each other, and almost a conversation of glances is had. If anyone would like to make a perception check to kind of pick up on some of the nuance, that's fine. It's going to be difficult. But
would that be perception or streetwise for picking up on nuances?
let's make it a streetwise check, but it's going to still be very difficult. It's going to be
Oh, yeah,
a
that's
3
fine.
red check.
Can I use perception?
You could try, but again, a 3 red
you
check.
say?
3 red.
God damn it.
I'm gonna check to see if well, my perception is better if I'm allowed to use perception.
You are.
I am gonna be listening, but I'll be right back.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Perception. Getting rid of all the other descriptions. There we go.
Nice.
Oh,
I-
Jesus, a fucking Christ.
Do I? What? What does that mean?
Oh, I know how to do this. Okay, so I know how to do this. All right, so Ned, you do read the byplay. You watch as these very powerful council members look at each other because Krat said the Force spoke to them. You being a Force skeptic, if the Force is speaking to someone, that would mean that the Force is real, which is where we're going to take our despair. I'd like you to take 3 conflict because your worldview has just
Okay.
that multiple people heard it.
Ned kind of looks between all the council members as they look at each other.
Mm-hmm. From your 3 successes, you ascertain that the Force speaking to them is a monumental occasion. This is something that hasn't happened in living memory. But it does factor into questioning your belief. You believe that the Force is almost like a transactional approach. Put something in, get something out. It's a mechanical ideal. You cannot do something without something else happening. So you need fuel.
Law of equivalent exchange.
Exactly. So you it almost as the alchemical ideal. But for the Force to speak on its own is anathema to your ideal. So the three threats are going to be you taking conflict, and then you are going to have to, at some point, deal with the fact that your worldview went under a significant shift if you choose to accept it.
I put that on the back burner for now.
Mm-hmm. So, while Ned appears to be extremely troubled by something in this byplay, the Deveronian female begins to speak again and says, "Indeed, Nightcrat, the Force did speak to us. And I'm afraid we are not entirely sure what it had to say, but it concerns a new Vergence in the Force."
I'm sure that if you told me exactly everything that it said, I could probably come up with, what it means. Seeing as how I am very, very knowledgeable in the Force.
Crack, I'm gonna ask you to roll all of your Force dice again, please.
Yeah, all right. Oh.
So, here we get to the crux, right?
Mm-hmm.
How much do you want to know?
What do you mean? Like, I don't really
I mean
know what I'm giving
exactly
up
what
here.
I said. How much do you want to know?
Well, Crab would want to know everything, but not at the expense of, if because I have more dark side points. So like, not if he's gonna like have to lean to the dark side to do it, then as of right now, he doesn't want to do that. So I guess as much as he could know without doing any dark side points.
As much as he wants to know without using any dark side points?
Yeah, because I don't think that he would want to, at least as of now, like he's, the dark side is the worst thing ever. Like, it's like almost like a rejection of the Force to him.
Okay.
So like he's gonna avoid it at all costs for the time being, at least.
So here's what's gonna happen. As you wish to know and express, I would like to know what the Force said exactly. You are transported out of your body into what has been called the cosmic force, the all-encompassing knowledge that all living things create a web that binds the galaxy together. Some beings are stronger in the force than others. There are places that have more force connection by virtue of having more life. Coruscant is not a quote-unquote vergence of the Force, a collection of Force power that is accessible by other Force users, but it is a strong point in the Force because it has 1 trillion people on its surface. And your consciousness is rocketed from Coruscant, this collection of life energy, into the coldness and distance of space. And you hear laughter. Not malicious, not joyous, almost sarcastic. Ah, 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 ah. And then your consciousness is shot fully back into your body.
In his infinite wisdom, he turns to Ned, because you're right next to me, right?
I took a little step to the side, but yes, I'm next to you.
Okay, so yeah, I do just kind of look down, like look over, look down at you, and he says, "The Force heard a funny joke." And then he turns back to the council just to hear what they have to say.
Oh my
God!
god!
Why this is important.
That's
Make
amazing.
a perception check.
Okay. Do I add anything to it?
Yes, correct.
What?
3 purple.
Oopsie
The
doodle.
council is not amused.
I'm not making a joke. That's what he.
Agreed.
Can
The
I-
council is
can
not
I-
amused.
Can I give him one blue and just do like a ha?
Yes, yes, you may. Roll 1 blue dice.
Yay!
Yeah.
Okay, so with that success, the 2 threats aren't going to cancel it out. You are going to take 2 strain for the weird ass dad joke you just made.
Yeah. All right.
But for the success, the Force isn't making a joke. That was a voice of incredible power, speaking not of value, but just speaking to be heard. And it wasn't a voice that has been recognized before. So obviously, the Jedi, and you assume the Sith, heard such a voice and are looking for it. Power calls to power, and a new power has just spoken.
So, I guess would Krat fully understand what they're referring to? Probably, right? Like,
You would understand the idea of a vergence, a collective power of force energy.
gotcha.
But the
Okay.
difficulty with vergences is often they are planets or specific places on a planet that need to be found because they are so I'm going to get a little theoretical here, but does anyone understand the concept of space-time?
Yes.
Okay. So
What?
I think so.
vergences are like gravity wells in space-time. The denser a vergence, the deeper the pull on space-time that they create. So it's easier to quote unquote find them, but their effects are felt further out, so you have to get close to them to find out where they are.
Gotcha. Yeah, so Krat's facial expression obviously wouldn't change at all, but he is very, very giddy inside right now.
Yeah.
Because,
The Deveronian female, whom some of you would recognize as the Grand Master of the Coruscant Temple, Isis Zolbar, is going to look at Odo and she squints her eyes and says, I'm surprised to find someone with no force sensitivity as part of this, but I suppose we will need defending in case the Sith decide to come after us.
Odo doesn't really say anything because he, as much as he doesn't respect anybody sitting in chairs right now, he respects Ned and Zendaya. So instead of actually saying anything, he just kind of looks, and the person who says it to him, he just kind of winks to, and gets a big grin on his face, and continues to just kind of remain quiet.
Hey, Gio,
Yes, sir.
I'm going to ask you for something a little weird.
This always works out well for me.
Roll a d20 for me.
All right.
Doesn't have to be in the chat. It can just be physical if you're preferring.
12.
Actually, that's on the side I wanted. So, you're conversant with Jedi, right?
It depends on what you mean by conversant.
you know enough about the Jedi to know that when they're interested in something, that something's valuable.
I would say that when the Jedi are interested in something, that normally means one of two things for Odo. One, there's going to be a lot of Sith that's going to need to meet Daisy. And two, while there's probably a lot of money, Odo's smart enough to know that doesn't necessarily mean money for him. So he's more concerned about the first aspect. He knows he can't make money while sitting in a jail cell.
Yeah. So, in that perspective, it's more a question of this is something the Sith want. How many Sith can you introduce to Daisy while this is going on?
Unless somebody has actually asked me that, Odo doesn't care. Like, unless somebody asks him about the specificality of a battlefield or something like that, Odo's just here waiting for somebody to tell him to go kill something.
Okay. So, actually, let me do something for that. Now that I'm thinking about it. Sorry, the droid isn't supposed to roll, but
I have the same problem, Cedric. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. So, as you are thinking, what does this have to do with me? The Cuso, the yellow-eyed, somewhat insectoid-looking person, looks at you, takes off a large metal and looks directly at Odo.
Okay, I'm back.
You are an odd one out.
You called for me. I don't know why the fuck I'm here.
What we are looking for is someone who can break the Sith lines. Do you think you can kill many Sith warriors?
Obviously, you haven't read about my past missions.
You're right, I have not. The one speaking is the Cuso, Javen.
Thank you.
I look at the Cuso directly in the face. Well, then you should probably know that I've had at least 5 successful missions as a shock trooper on Sith planets. One of them, including the Tyke right here, and I point to Zendaya. The other one, including the Twig right here. When it comes to killing Sith, me and Daisy are the best thing you got. No offense, guys.
Then you are
Must
exactly
we kill
what we
the
need.
Sith?
Billy,
Nightcrat,
I feel
can
like
you think of any way better to secure the Jedi power structure?
But what if we can talk them into the light?
He's a real fucking idiot, isn't he?
The Kosian male, the only other physical person in the room, looks at you and goes, "And how has that been working out for you?"
I've had 0 successes so far, but that doesn't mean that I won't have one. I have quite a few cool points. If I show them that
Rate of
being a
0
good
is
kid is
exactly the
cool.
problem. So the Devaronian and the Cuso share a look of, "Oh my god, what?"
I literally stepped forward because I'm getting bored here, and I'm like, look, you guys obviously wouldn't have brought me up if this planet that you guys are looking for, whatever the fuck, Vergence, I think you talked about, or Force Voices, whatever the fuck, you wouldn't have brought it up unless you needed someone to kill Sith. That's why you have me. That's why I'm sitting in a jail cell. Now get these damn cuffs off me so I can do the job that you're afraid to do.
You see something very unusual in that the the Nikian actually leans back, puts a stick of something in their mouth, and with a finger conjures a flame, lights it, and begins to smoke, and says, "We don't know where the Vergence is, so that's why we're asking you to go look for it."
Okay, so send us to Kriet. Or are you just sending me and informing these three in case you find my corpse?
No, we're all gonna go look for it, but here's the problem is that if all of you aren't ready to go, it's gonna be a lot harder. So we want you all to be of a unified purpose. And first and foremost, you got to be working together. So you're going to go first to a place we know we can monitor you.
Odo just snickers. he just kind of starts giggling.
And what exactly is supposed to be funny about that?
Motherfuckers, you already monitored me. What more do you gotta know about my life? What, you gotta know how big my dick is, too?
I'm pretty sure I know how big your dick is. I'm more worried about your companions.
What the fuck have you been looking into my profile?
I actually don't have a penis.
My species
I'm aware of
is
that,
asexual.
little one.
Why are you checking up on our
Like, we
dicks,
don't
dude?
have penises.
I thought
Every
Jedi were
6 months.
purists. What the fuck's going on here?
Every 6 months, I release spores to
Say that
repopulate.
like I have not purchased the services of a woman of the night. I am unaware of why you are questioning my integrity here.
Okay, anyway, so where are we going?
Odo literally falls forward. Like he can't stand up. He's laughing too much. He falls forward.
I lean to Krat a little bit and I go, once every 2 years I lay an egg.
I wonder if they taste good.
You know, I've never tried them.
Oh
The
my
Devilonian,
god.
very, very flustered, looks and tries to regain control and goes, "Alright, that's more than enough, but herein lies the problem. A Vergence in the Force is incredibly hard to track because it guides itself throughout the entire living force. To narrow it down, you have to get actually physically close to the location. We can't find that from Coruscant. Coruscant is not a place with a strong force connection as it connects to the cosmic force. To the living force, yes, but the cosmic force is what can help you find where this is going. So you're going to need to find a place strong in a connection to the cosmic force. And I cannot help you find that. You're going to have to go see our old librarian. And I don't know if she's going to want to help you.
With all due respect, counselor, I feel like searching through the Force alone would be redundant. I had my own agenda coming here. However, this conversation, quite frankly, is a little bit irritating to me.
Would Krat know anywhere like that already? Maybe not have been there, but have read about it? Because, I mean, just so we could have like an idea of where to look.
Geo,
Yes, sir.
roll a knowledge underworld check. Everyone else, roll a knowledge lore check using your force dice as well.
Can I roll an astrogation check instead?
Yes, you may.
Thank you.
Difficulty?
No difficulty.
Ah, hell.
Oh shit.
Wow.
Wonderful.
That is the best I could have rolled. Literally.
That's very true.
It literally is. And you know what? Hey, Odo,
Yes, sir.
you don't know where to go, but you definitely know who can tell you.
I would at least know someone who I wouldn't know exactly where to go, but I would know who to ask where to go.
Absolutely. Zeta, with 1 success and 2 dark side, you have someone who could help. But to do so would be very risky. Pratt? Pratt?
Mhm.
There's a couple places you could go. None of them are good, but some of them are better than others.
Hmm.
And
Is there
Ned,
any- Yeah. Okay.
Ned, with 3 successes, 2 advantages, the plot you have goes to the Jedi homeworld. And that's the one place you can all agree on. Even Odo. The best place you can start looking is on Tython.
That makes sense.
Odo, you understand enough about Tython to know that even though it's a Republic controlled world, you could find enemy troop movements from here because Tython is an information web. Everything goes through Tython. It is the hub of galactic communication. For Zeta, it's the place to get on the front lines. Tython is on so many hyperspace lanes that you can go anywhere from there. That Tython is the traditional, what originally was thought of as the home of the Jedi Order before a couple of heretical sects proposed it might have been Achto, you know, that place with the porgs. But nobody would have porgs on their fucking starship, would they? So, if you're gonna go to Tython, you're gonna find something. Whether or not you like it, that's gonna be up to you.
Well, worth looking.
I think Odo would basically like as all this is getting explained, he doesn't really understand subtlety, so he would just literally flat out say, probably best place to start is Typhon, I'm guessing. I mean, any information that we would need would have to pass through there.
Zeta just nods.
Ned shrugs.
I would be interested to go into this Tython just to feel the force there.
Can you please tell him to stop speaking in my brain?
He literally can't.
God damn it. I start pulling on my handcuffs like I need something to break.
Stop
If I
it.
don't speak if I don't speak telepathically, it sounds like this. And then he wiggles his proboscis, and it sounds like someone like shaking a hot dog.
What is this hell? He's
I then turn to Odo and I go, "You see, the lesser of two evils."
What is this hellhole?
It's at that point all of you hear alarms going off.
What the fuck?
Uh-oh.
Do I
Time
know
for lunch, everyone.
Do I know what this alarm specifically means?
No, but Zeta's comlink is going off.
I step to the side and answer it.
You hear a very British voice going, "Help me!
What did you do?
I attempted to access information to which I was not privy."
Dumb fuck. Where are you?
Is jail an answer?
Sorry,
Fucking,
where was that?
fucking jail?
Jail.
Robot jail?
Super jail. The jail for
Just a
super
big
people.
magnet.
Alright, I guess I'm on my way. Eventually, maybe.
Leave him.
Eventually, what is not an acceptable outcome?
Motherfucker, I am in front of the council.
Why are you answering my call?
Because alarms started going off. And then you called.
Oh. Oh.
So I'll be there at some point. Don't get deactivated.
I can't promise anything.
Well, I might see you later.
Ned
I
Ned
close
walks
it.
up Ned walks up next to Zeta and goes, "Droid trouble." Places a very light hand on your shoulder and turns back to the council.
I go up and I'm like, my apologies, my droid decided to droid. Trying not to swear at the council.
Oh my god.
Yeah, R9's in jail.
Oh, Jesus.
With a despair too, Jesus.
Yeah, R9 is in jail.
Can I please get these handcuffs off so we can free her bot from jail, please?
You see the Bith make an imperious gesture, and your handcuffs fall to the floor.
Isn't the Bith holographic?
Yes.
Shit.
Jesus fuck.
That's impressive.
That's some Darth Vader level shit.
I'm also
Yeah.
gonna need my weapons and armor.
Why?
The Deveronian female speaks up and she goes, "If you talk to the quartermaster, I'm pretty sure they've been delivered already. We knew you were coming, Mr. Texas, but at this point, if you could not bite any more of our members, I would be greatly appreciative."
Only
We
if
might
you.
need a muzzle.
I've missed you, kid.
No, seriously, we've considered the muzzle. It's not an acceptable option.
I know.
Not to mention, I quite like the muzzle every now and then, if you know what I mean.
Jesus. Heck. Really?
You have never seen a Jedi kink shame you, and yet.
Ned kind of speaks up and just goes, "Well, okay. Well, good luck on your mission, you three. I have some business with you, Council."
Good luck with that.
Hey, Twig. After you're done talking with the fancy fucks, why don't you come take a look at Daisy for me?
Is there a problem with Daisy?
I've been in jail for like the past 2 years. I haven't seen Daisy in a while.
I solemnly shake my head, pointing down, just go, "A tragedy. Fine, I will come take a look."
Thanks, Twig.
Alright, so we're gonna split into several parties at this point. Who wants to stay with the council? Who wants to go to the armory?
Obviously,
I
I need
still
to get
have-
Daisy.
I still have business with the Council.
Understood.
I'd go with,
Who is going with Odo? Who is
I'd go with, sorry.
staying with Ned?
I'd
You
go
are
with
going with
Odo so
Odo,
that when
Zeta?
then we can go get the droid.
Beautiful. Krat, what are you doing?
I think Krat has a lot more meaningless questions to ask the council.
Beautiful. I love it.
So
Alright,
he would stay there.
so-
His business is not done. He waited for 3 days. He's gonna get his meeting.
He's
Alright,
had many a day to think of stupid questions.
All right. I am going to ask. Who has not? Thomas. Odds or
Yeah.
evens?
Let's go evens.
Odds it is. So we are going with the group headed to the armory first.
In which case, I will mute myself and go make myself another drink real quick.
Please do.
I am 3 whiskeys in. Anyway. So as I'm
You can
walking
eat both.
as
What?
I'm walking to
Alright.
the armory, well, tomorrow's my day off, which is why I'm drinking. Normally I don't drink on game day, but whatever. As I'm walking up, the handcuffs, I'm kind of rubbing where the handcuffs have been sitting. I'm just kind of like rotating the wrists and trying to get some feeling back in. As I'm walking down, so kid, it's been what, 15 years? How you doing?
Only 10.
Ah,
I'm
feels
doing
like
all right.
15 in the prison.
Fair. I'm doing all right. Finally on my own.
How's that little rock handling you? The one my first mission with you.
The crystal?
Yeah, rock, whatever the fuck it's called.
It's good. Lightsaber's a little finicky, but crystal's good.
So wait, the lightsaber ain't working or the crystal ain't working? Because I had to do a lot of shit to get through that.
Crystal works great. Lightsaber works good until I try to do anything with it, then it doesn't.
Well, if you
Just
Alright.
leave it be.
if you handle that saber like you handled your first meeting with me, it should be fine.
As you come up on the armory slash jailer level,
Really quick. Thomas, come to the one-on-one chat room and I'll explain some of the rulings, so because it's easier to explain over chat or over
Okay.
voice.
of course, please just let me know when you guys are back because I'd love to handle the council session with you.
Okay.
So you guys are headed to the armory slash jailer, and as you get there, you see a small Ugnaught currently handling a weapon that appears to be too big for him, but Odo recognizes it's a heavy blaster pistol. And as he handles it, you see the care with which he's laying it on the table. He's gently caressing the handle, making sure it's polished, making sure that the disruptor blade or disruptor end is fully cleared so that there's no misfires. But as he looks, he goes, "What are you doing here?"
I'm here to pick up my effects.
"I don't know what those are, but if you tell me, I'll be happy to get them for you."
It's an R-28 rotatory backpack blaster Gatling cannon, an EVA suit made by the Republic military, a renegade pistol, and my personal sap gloves.
"Oh, so you're the shark."
You're damn right I am.
There's a wildly malicious grin as this little thing tramps past, grabs a maintenance droid to assist him, and goes to grab your gear. You have a few minutes with Zeta before anything happens if you'd like to have a discussion.
So how's your master doing? Last I saw him, he was still a piece of shit.
He's alright, I think.
What do you mean you'd think?
He seems to have gotten injured on, what was the planet again?
If I remember correctly, it was Ord Mantell, but roll a d20.
It was something that started with an S. 12?
He's alive. He's not happy, but he's alive.
Yeah, he's alive. Last I heard from him was him telling me to come here and behave myself.
Odo just starts fucking laughing. Like you behave around me.
Hey, you know, I kept my mouth shut.
I think you did well. I think it's fucking funny he expected that around me.
Yeah, I don't know if he knew you were coming.
Yeah, probably not. That old crew probably never even knew I was gonna be here.
Probably not.
Seriously though, I'm real proud the way you grew up. Last time I saw you, you were making faces at me like you were about ready to attack something.
I still do that.
Yeah, don't ever lose that fighting spirit in you, kid, no matter what happens.
No, I won't. It'll probably get me in trouble more times than not, but
Well, that's why they brought me out here.
All right. I'm gonna make a roll really fast.
oh no.
Fucker better not lose my gear.
You didn't lose your gear. Your
feel like-
gear is delivered to you seamlessly and without problem. As you do, you are visited by an old friend from Taro's squad, Odo.
So I guess is the Tarot Squad delivering my gear, or are they walking up as my gear is getting delivered?
They're walking up as your gear is being delivered. It is a Dewutin who you recognize as a close combat specialist. You don't remember his name, but you remember he's not someone to take lightly.
I just kind of look at him, and I look back, and I go, shit. Zendaya, look, I'm gonna apologize if you see anything uncrassed, and I kind of make abbreviate. I kind of do quotes in the air.
It's all good.
All right, just as long as you're aware.
Just
look-
don't get in trouble. Don't get me in trouble.
I promise to not get you in trouble. I look back at the Dewutin. Hey there, dipstick.
Oh, well, howdy, bottom feeder. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Just coming here to get Daisy in my EVA suit. And then I'm gonna get the fuck out of here.
Oh, shit, what they got you doing?
Yeah, they're gonna drop me on some fucking planet so I can go and kill their enemies for them. Same old, same old.
Nah, ain't that the way.
Always the fucking way.
Alright, well, ain't no problem of mine, but, I'll tell Cass you drop by, eh?
Tell Cass to go fuck himself.
I tell Cass to go fuck herself, and then I go on and die in the next mission, alright?
Fucking fine by me.
He offers you a hand of just like, I respect what you're doing, just don't fucking die. I'll see you on next front.
I offer a fist bump instead because I don't know him that well. But the whole time I'm talking about this, I never look at this fucker in the face.
He respects that. He takes your fist bump and the spirit that is provided, and he just picks up a vibroblade, picks up a couple of throwing knives, and he's like, do what you're gonna do.
Damn,
Walks
fucking
off
straight.
in the direction of The weird thing is you notice that this Basilisk, this four-armed person, wielding a blade, doesn't wear armor. But sorry, not
It was a
Basilisk,
Dewutin.
it's a Dewutin. Yeah. My brain is not doing so well right now.
I apologize.
You got the
I
idea.
got you covered.
Appreciate you, man. But yeah, big fucker, melee operative. Someone you've worked with before, you've seen him tank quite a few pieces of shit, but they're obviously headed for some hardcore combat. You're not in the same level to this point.
As he walks away, I lean over back to Zendaya. I've literally seen that motherfucker balance a vibro saber on his big toe while trying to juggle those fucking daggers he just took. Funniest thing was, one of the blades dropped right in his palm the whole time he was doing it.
Oh, jeez.
I've never heard a motherfucker scream so fucking loud.
That was one time.
It's still fucking funny! At this point,
So the
I'm guessing
Ugnaught
my
hands
armor
you your
comes up.
gear. Yep, the Ugnaught hands you your gear, struggling a little bit. The loader droid hands off what else he might have given. You guys are fully equipped. The problem is you're not going to be taking Zeta's ship. Zeta, your ship don't seat 5.
I mean, the one I sent would.
It would, but they're not sending you with just that complement. You're going to be having a full recruit of Republic troops to go with it.
God damn it.
Brad is quite big.
That is quite big.
He needs a lot of ship to sit in.
Exactly.
I do want to make it a point that when I get my custom Republican Trooper armor, I literally take off the tank top version of the prison garb that I have and just put the armor on right there. Like, I don't go to a restroom. I don't go to a locker. I literally just put on everything right there.
I literally just turn away, like, really, dude?
Honestly, not the worst thing the Quartus Master has ever seen.
Oh,
Besides
no,
people
I-
getting deployed at a moment's notice. Not unusual. So
I
you're
put
not
the armor
first
back
person
on.
to do this in front of the armory.
I make sure that
Oh.
the arm is snug against my chest, and I rotate Daisy a couple of times just to make sure the power cylinder works.
Yeah.
I'm like, Daisy's good to go.
Zeta, you get a ping. You're going to be picking up the Defender Corvette known as the Jedi's Mercy. So you're not taking your personal crap, but you are taking a sanctioned Jedi vessel into wherever you go.
Woo! Eyes on me.
Doesn't have to mean eyes on you. It does mean, however, that what you have is recorded by the Jedi.
Mm-hmm. That's why I got my own ship.
So, yeah. You guys have a vessel. It's already loaded into the chat. Do I have a Javen and a Thomas?
Yeah.
Would you be comfortable handling the council session?
Yeah.
Cool.
No.
All right.
Yes. Yeah. Fucking what?
Um.
Dumbass.
Immediately before any like as they all leave, whatever. Krat needs to make it very clear, and he's going to be very polite about this. He raises his hand again, and he tells everyone, the questions I have to ask you guys happened after my initial question that I waited 3 days for. Now, my friend Ned may have the floor.
And Ned just kind of
Perfect.
looks at
I'm waiting for him to take the initiative.
Ned kind of looks at Krat, and in his head, not out loud, not telekinetically or telepathically to him, just to himself, goes, and see, this is why I respect him. Ned just kind of nods once and takes a couple of steps forward, looks up, and goes, I admire that you are sending a team to go to this, he says in little bug hand quotations like, Vergence. I believe you are sending the right team to do it. While I'm here, and they are off doing that mission, there was something I want to bring to your attention.
What do you think about this, evil one? That's the Koshian speaking.
What do I think about the what?
Just this. Unspecific.
I kind of look around and wait for something physical to come out and go, oh, you're being mystical. I don't know. There is no substance to what you are telling me. The thing I was going to talk to you about, why are we at Ord Mantell?
Did you ask why aren't we on Ord Mantell?
Why are we at Ord Mantell?
All right. Let me see who would answer that question.
questions I have are going to keep you on your toes, Cedric, for this topic specifically, and I'm sorry about it.
That's totally fine. The Bith would actually be the one speaking to this, and they would go, "Why, we are on Ord Mantell because it is an important resource point. We
For
cannot
what?
for starship salvage. If we are unable to repair our fleet, we cannot wage war."
Can you not get that from Raxus?
Raxus is a viable planet. However, it is not the same. Raxus delivers new parts. We are looking for things that have withstood the test of time, as it were.
He kind of mentally shivers that he took too much time to say the word time, and he hates that. He he kind of takes it in for a second and then just goes, "And you are willing to send many of our people in our clan to die over it."
Javen, I need you to roll a willpower check.
Let me like, is there a skill attached or literally just a will?
Let's make it discipline because
That doesn't change the roll.
because Ordment, if I am reading you correctly, and please feel free to tell me I'm fucking wrong, are you asking about Ordment until because of your master?
No,
Why then what would be the reason?
he's trying to figure out because from what Balad, because remind me, my master died like 7 years ago.
2 years ago.
Oh, it was 2 years ago.
Correct.
Ah, um, uh, then he would still be like kind of upset about it, but at the same time, like, you know, I'm not I'm not happy about it. I do miss my master very deeply.
Mm-hmm.
However, this is not the reason for my line of questioning. My line
No.
of questioning comes from Balaz, and
Yeah.
seeing one of the strongest warriors that I know come back beaten and broken from this place. And if it's so horrendous, why are we sending our people there to die in a needless fight?
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you're not going to make a discipline check. You're going to make a knowledge. Let's see. What
If it's
skill
anything
would
but if it's anything but core worlds, it will be the same roll.
let's make it a warfare check.
Cool. It is. It's, yep. Cool. What's my difficulty?
2 purple, not too difficult.
Any blues? Any blacks? Nothing like that.
No blacks, no blues, just straight up. All right. You don't succeed, nor do you fail. Ord Mantell is literally a resource dump. So, from a salvage perspective, enough starships have been lost on Ord Mantell over the years in the Bright Jewel system that it makes sense to look after that system. However, it has fallen into Sith hands and into Sith territory. So regaining that, while not a key part of the Republican strategy, is it's a point that if they take over Ord Mantell, they gain a foothold in throwing out the Sith Empire.
And is that kind of like what they basically tell me of just like we need to at the very least root out the Sith, and after that,
Correct. It's essentially like it's not the most important battlefield, but it's one of those where we can't afford to lose.
And if it's explained to him like that, then he takes that. And Ned just kind of nods once and goes, "Very well. Just so you know, Balaz brought this to my attention. I figured I would ask and get the full details on why we are there and what we are doing there. This will help me revitalize all those who come to me in need. Thank you, Council. I will take my leave."
Before you leave, I would like you to make a skullduggery check.
And also, real quick, Cedric, still in Ned's head, he is not going on this mission.
Okay.
Like,
He's not.
simply because he came here with his own agenda, and it was not told to him that he is going to track down this Vergence.
Okay.
So in his head,
Uh,
they're sending the
so
Mystic, the Seeker, and a big guy. That makes sense. Good luck, everyone. I'm gonna go back to my my workshop.
make a skullduggery check.
What's the difficulty?
1 per. All right. That's actually really helpful.
May I ask
As
why I'm
you
making
walk,
this check?
because there's an unspoken dialogue going on between several members of the council, and with that, successes, advantage, and triumph. Javen, you know how you're a lightsaber mechanic?
Mm-hmm.
How many lightsabers have you made?
I've made 7 in total. One of which is mine, and one of
Yep.
which is Balaz.
One of which is yours. How many of which are in the temple's hands?
Are you asking me to like help you world build, or are you asking me to remember?
No. No. I have a specific number in mind. I wonder if Ned knows.
Hmm. Honestly, without making the roll, with the triumph, all of Ned's sabers are dispersed. So all of them, as far as Ned knows, are on Jedi.
As far as he knows, yeah.
As far as Ned knows, because whenever he gets a commission, it has to go through the High Council from a
Mhm.
knight, master, Padawan, whatever. And it has to be specifically made by me, and I happily do it, as is my duty to the temple. So as far as I know, all of the sabers are out and dispersed, aside from mine and obviously Balaz's.
Correct. In whose hands are they?
I don't know.
With that triumph, they're not all in Jedi hands.
As I kind of nod and go to walk away, my antennas kind of twitch as I pick up on like some of the nuances of like the conversation. I look at the council as they're all looking at each other wordlessly, and I start to do my Sherlock breakdown again.
Yep.
And I go, one of them has my saber, don't they?
There is a very, very long, pregnant pause before the Cuzo male looks at you and goes, "We have spotted several sabers in the hands of the Sith, bearing your distinct signature."
Uh, Ned's eyes go a little bit like blacker with like determination as he goes, son of a biff.
With the triumph, I will give you 2 of your sabers are no longer yours.
I'm writing down my notes. 2 of my sabers are in need of rescue.
Correct.
Which at that point he stands up straight, which still he's not very tall. I think actually, well, no, he's 5'11", so he stands up to his full height. Usually slunched back, he's like 5'6", but he stands up straight, and he goes, "May I request to join the 3 that you have sent on this mission to recover my sabers? They do not deserve to be in such filth's hands."
You see a very subtle smile on the Deveronian female's face as she nods and then waves you on your way.
I
I hope,
Oh,
I hope, friend, you don't intend on using these lightsabers.
as I turn to walk in, obviously I've been in front of Krat this whole time. As I turn, you say that to me. I just put a hand on your shoulder and go, "If I don't, then they will, my friend." And then I leave.
That only gets to the perhaps.
As you
Yep.
say perhaps, I like mentally shut off. Like,
Yeah.
no.
Uh,
I'm not having this debate in front of the council. Fuck you. I just keep walking.
Worth it. All right.
there's a short silence after he says perhaps, and then unfazed, he just looks at the council and says, "Was it you who launched me into the cosmos before?"
The Bith male looks at you and goes, I don't believe we actually launched you anywhere. That was simply the Force.
Was it a doing of the Force through you, or was it the Force enacting upon itself?
That we are but a voice of the Force. We are not the will of the Force.
So you shared with me that experience.
I believe the Force itself.
It was
shares
not
that
a
experience
whim of
with
the
you.
Force experience. Oh. Again, expressionless face, but he is, like, if he could open his eyes anymore, his eyes would be very wide right now.
Yes.
A direct speaking of the Force. I must meditate on this. And then he just leaves. Understanding that he has a job to do and he's got stuff to go through, but he needs to think about this. The fact that the Force
Speaking
chose
of
him
the armory,
to have such a vision or whatever, it means a lot
speaking
to
of
him.
the armory, the Ugnaught comes forward bearing a very chagrined astromech unit and looks at you, Zeta, and goes, is this one yours?
I suppose so.
How dare you? I am definitely yours. What
Shut up!
would you ever
Don't make it
do?
worse.
I will
Please.
make it worse if I choose to. You instead
Anyway, so yeah, what did he do?
When did you get a tiny version of me?
I like this one. Can we keep him?
I'm
For now, at
keeping
least.
you, fuckstick. Who the fuck do you think you're talking to?
I'm sorry. Did I ever expect you to?
As he
No.
talks, I literally kick him over. I literally topple him.
I wish you could say this wasn't an unpleasant experience.
What the?
I just hate it.
With Odo, he doesn't drop Daisy often, but sometimes he just kind of drops his arms. That doesn't happen often, does it?
Just pick him up.
All right. I literally grab him by the top of his dome, lift him, put him back up.
You.
What'd you say, Cedric?
Nothing good.
I turn back to the Ugnaught. What'd he do?
Well, he was caught trying to hack into the mainframe, and I'm sure I don't have to tell you that that's not quite allowed.
Yeah, that tracks. Don't worry, he'll be getting a restraining bolt.
Right. Huh? We are going to have a talk about this.
Oh yeah, you fucked up. You get a restraining bolt. That's the talk.
It's not a talk. This is a lecture. I require a discussion.
Odo literally falls
and
over laughing.
At this point, a voice is heard from the doorway going, "It is either the restraining bolt or I wipe your memory."
Yeah, pick one.
You watch as the focal lens goes from red to white to gray to blue to green, then back to red, and goes, I don't like that one.
I don't like you either. Keep talking smack and I will put you down. And I lean in more towards R9.
There's the twig I know.
Are you aware, R9, that I have found out that droids can have pain receptors? And I cock my head a little bit.
Wait, Odo.
R9 says absolutely nothing and just rolls right on out of the armory.
As he rolls past me, I do a quick little tap on his head and I go, "Good man." And then I stand up straight.
I look at Ned in the face. Wait, you mean to tell me that thing can feel pain?
As R9 is rolling away, I look at Odo and I do the quick like, no, shake.
God damn it! I was about to have some fun.
I
R9
yelled to
rolls very slightly faster.
I yelled to R9, go to the Mercy.
Real quick,
Yes,
Krat
madam.
is. I'm gonna go pee real quick. So Crash is probably like meditating or something by this, but I'm just gonna mute myself and go pee. But I will be back.
All right.
Of course.
So,
Yeah,
Twig,
it's
you
done.
coming with us or not?
I look at Odo, and I say, "Those scum have 2 of my sabers. We're going to get them back."
Well, shit. You're kidding me.
No. Unfortunately, the Council, though pretentious, do know what they are talking about, and their intel is usually solid.
Well, son of a bitch. I guess we got some hunting to do, don't we?
And I did actually, as Balaz. Balaz came to visit me.
Oh? How'd that go?
He interrupted my modifications to my saber. And as I hold up my saber, as I hold up my hilt, there is a full hand guard on it now, with a tiny little what looks to be a barrel. That would be on the. If you think like Ezra Bridger's first lightsaber with like the
The
gun
pistol
blade
grip,
kind
yeah.
of aspect. Yeah.
Yes.
Except this one actually does lethal damage. So it has like an actual like tiny barrel to it, and it has
Except
an
this
energy
one
pack
hurts.
that goes into the bottom of the hilt. And I show you the energy pack and the barrel, and I go, I made a ranged modification to it.
Oh, quite the
Nice.
improvement from the last time I saw it, although that was a couple of years ago.
I am going to follow Thomas's example. Feel free to roleplay. I'm going to use the restroom.
All right.
And at that point, I turn to Zeta as well, and I go, would you like to see?
Yeah, sure.
I fully just hand you my lightsaber hilt.
I like turn it around and look at it and ask if I can turn it on.
Of course. And then I show you where the activator switch is, which is activated with my pinky towards the very base near the pommel of the hilt.
Turn it on, look at it, swing it around a little bit, probably to the chagrin of the Ugnaught.
I I hold your wrist for a moment, and I angle the saber a little bit, and I twist a little turn like a little knob on it, and the blade gets more intense. For mechanic purposes, my lightsaber has a breach too.
Nice.
So as I turn, it just gets like the hilt feels hot when I twist it.
Yeah, probably can't do that a lot, huh?
Oh, this is the cutter setting, and then I turn it back, and then I take it back from you. Um, and this is Nadar.
Nice.
I name all of my sabers, every single one of them, because they are all custom and they are all people in my eyes.
Very cool.
You know, I
I might
gotta.
have you take a look at
When you're
mine if
ready,
that's all right.
Sigmund, I would love to have a
There were so many people talking at once.
list of some of the names so I know which ones are taken.
So yeah, so far we have Nadar, NE''Dar, and that is mine. That is Ned's personal saber. Um, then we have Tiv Vak, which is TIV''Vak, and that belongs to Balaz. Now, Jules, what did you say?
I said, I might have you take a look at mine if you have a minute.
Absolutely. Uh,
It,
uh, when do we leave on this mission?
probably pretty soon. I don't
Are
know
we
how rushed the
taking?
council is right now.
We aren't taking your ship, I assume, seeing as how it is a one-person fighter.
It's not a one-person fighter. I've upgraded.
Oh, and my antenna kind of stand up a little bit.
Yeah, I got a excess freighter. Unfortunately.
Well, then what in the force are we doing here? Let's go look at it.
Now
Absolutely.
hold on,
Unfortunately,
you
the
two.
council has given us the mercy to take.
I look at Odo.
We're actually being supplied with a Republican troop escort, so we're going to be
Yeah.
taking a Corvette, not any sort of freighter.
My little mandibles start to like wriggle in excitement.
Why are you getting all excited? It's just a Corvette. You've been on hundreds of them in your
Just
time.
for my satisfaction, just say it one more time. What kind of ship are we going on?
Corvette.
I chirp just a little bit.
You better not be getting a fucking erection right now.
Anywho,
As I stated, I do not have a penis.
I chirp when aroused.
Zendaya, for God's sakes, how old are you now?
28.
You should be used to this by shit by now.
I am. It's fun to give you shit, though.
Yeah, fair enough. Alright, let's go figure out what the Mercy's got in store for us. And by the way, Twig, when we get into the warp drive, I'm gonna need you to look at Daisy.
When we get into the warp drive, I will become a very happy bug. And I look
Blech.
off into the distance.
I don't want to know what you fucking think about while we're in the warp drive, you sick son of a bitch.
And then it occurs to me that you did say Daisy. I look at your gun and I see it as filthy, and I look at you in disgust.
What the fuck you looking at me for? I didn't have it.
You are in possession of a beautiful, and I list off the whole the whole title of what Daisy is, and you let it become filthy.
I literally point to my wrist because I'm assuming that the grip of the handcuffs is still there. Prison. They don't open me
I go into my robes and I go into my robes and I throw a nasty cloth at your face.
Son of a bitch.
Clean.
I grip it and I go, "You're lucky I like you." And I start cleaning it, but it's one of those things I do it in the worst way, like just to piss you off. I do it in the worst way possible. Like I do like simple flicks.
It's all. It's also like rudimentary because we are actively walking as you are cleaning. It was mostly just like a. It was mostly just like a greeting after not seeing you for 2 years, but also just like a yeah, fuck you, clean your weapon.
That would be fair. I eventually
As you
take the
all make
cloth,
your way,
I throw it to the ground, and we walk to the Mercy.
as you get to the Mercy, you are greeted by a Defender Corvette, an idea you guys are all familiar with, but the coloration is different. You are used to warships being either a muted gray or a red to denote diplomatic or simple warship designations. The Jedi's Mercy is green. It is
Well, that's
the
interesting.
same green that you might find on the trees of Rocher trees on Kashyyyk, of what trees might still exist on Coruscant had the entire planet not been covered. It is a natural green. A very comforting
Do we have a
idea.
camo ship?
You have a camo ship.
Oh my god.
I literally.
However,
Go ahead, Cedric.
However, it still fits the profile of a warship, even if the coloration is different. So there's a chance that you might get shot at, even if you don't look like your typical warship.
I look at the camo paint job, and just literally everybody can hear me as I say this as I walk by it. Now, what the fuck good is that gonna do?
As you look, you see a couple of human troopers look at you and be like, "Well, man, honestly, it's been shot at less than most of our ships."
We're in the void of fucking space. What the fuck is green camo gonna do?
How many green ships you seen?
About one. That dumb motherfucker.
Exactly.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Think of it
As
like the
ever-
element of surprise there, Karkadon.
As ever, your
I mean-
vocabulary astounds Otto.
I'm gonna take that into fucking consideration, Ned. Thank you very fucking much.
At this point, Krat is with us at this point, right?
I like to think that unless otherwise stated, Krat is basically like the NPC you need to talk to get to the next mission. Like he's always just waiting, like and like just staring and meditating, like wherever we're supposed to be. You know, unless like we're all like going off and shopping or whatever. Like as soon as Krat learned where he needed to go next, he would have just gone straight there and just be meditating there until you guys arrive.
This man has never been on a side quest in his entire life.
Hell no, he is not.
His
There
entire
is a
being
large-
is just main storyline.
There is a large meditation chamber on the Jedi's Mercy, and I imagine that's where you would find Krat.
Okay, yes, I would be in there then.
Oh, so he's already on the ship.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Cedric. Can I, if I were to ask these
Yeah.
troopers for any kind of paint or anything along that line, do you think they would be able to find it? Especially considering they're being asked by a Master Chief.
Make a negotiation check. 1 purple with 2 blue.
I actually logged out of the table. I do not know why.
That's alright.
Let's see. Negotiation. 1 purple with 2 blue.
That's correct.
I'm gonna let you roll with
So
that.
they don't find paint. They do, however, find a signature change, so you can rename the ship if you would like. You can't change the paint job, though.
Well, I wasn't gonna change the paint job because that would take like a fucking year. Um, however, I take whatever they can give me that I can put on the side of the ship, and like as close to the on ramp as possible. I want to put this paint job is fucking stupid, and just make sure that stays on the ship.
So, with one advantage, you get this paint job is fucked, and then you enter hyperspace.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Before we leave at all, though, I really have to make sure, and Ned is very picky about this. He needs a workshop on this ship.
There is a fully equipped lightsaber workshop on the second level.
Fantastic. As long as there's that, Ned's good to go. He makes sure he has his remote with him. He makes sure he has anything else that he has on his any other of his personal effects. Z is with him, but he is on the ship ready to go.
Z
I
is sticking very close to you because Z is unsure of the new environment, and it's just like, what do we do, boss?
Stick by me, little friend.
Okay.
Odo
You
would
are
actually
woman.
Odo would actually drop off Daisy, and then head to the batteries, the actual like turret batteries, and make sure they're all in working condition. Because if there's one thing that Odo knows, it's guns, and he's gonna make sure that this Corvette's ready for fucking battle.
As you drop off Daisy, I would stop you and just be like, is there anything in particular you would like me to work on, or just give her a once-over?
I haven't seen Daisy in 2 years. Just make sure she's ready to kill somebody.
Perhaps
Understood.
stun somebody.
Shut the fuck up.
We both turn to you.
At the same time.
I'm in the room now. I've stopped meditating.
You know what? At this point, I would literally look at Krat and go, "Do you know what the fuck this is?"
I would hope it's something to incapacitate people.
This is a Z-38 plasma capsule, full rotation Gatling cannon. This thing does one thing and one thing only. Make sure that whatever I point it at gets put in the fucking ground. There ain't no stun setting on this motherfucker.
Perhaps it could put them in a nice bed and a nice rehabilitation center.
You know what? If you want to try to talk to them before I put them in the fucking ground, you're more than welcome. However, if you get in front of my barrel, I can't guarantee your fucking safety.
What if I say, give me 5 seconds and I'll stand slightly to the left of your barrel?
Depends on who's 5 seconds. I start looking at Ned like, is this guy for fucking real?
Ned nods twice and takes hold of the conversation and just kind of pushes you away.
I leave and go take a look at the guns.
Krat, might I ask you a few questions actually? And I start to work on like inspecting Daisy as I initiate a religious debate with Krat. Just to pass the time.
Absolutely. Now,
Specifically to pass the time.
can I ask a fun little backstory question between our two characters first?
Yeah, sure.
It's quick. Would Ned have ever looked at Krat's lightsaber?
Would Krat have ever allowed me to?
Yeah. If you want to look at it and just like, if Ned would have asked, then it would have been like a sure, like it's just a tool. Take a look. Like he doesn't care about it, but it's basically like,
Think
like if it were a caliber of gun to be a 22. Like it's just
think about Ned as you would like Ollivander. Like I know lightsabers and I can clock any specifications that anyone makes just by having a look at the hilt and the make of it. Usually, obviously there's still some oddballs out there because every lightsaber is unique. However, they all go off the same. And like in his head, he has a full like kind of periodic table of like elements and like methods of crafting. And
Yeah, of course.
your lightsaber, in Ned's eyes, is no different than a stick you find in a backyard and craft it into something sharp.
Yeah, that's about
Like,
right.
May,
It is
may
just
I interject?
Sure.
yeah, yeah.
Javen, you understand lightsaber crafting in a literal perfectionist mindset.
Yeah.
There is nothing about Krat's lightsaber that makes sense, and it shouldn't work, but it does, and you are fucking livid that it does.
Okay, so scrap what I just said.
And just so you know, it is literally just a flat silver cylinder. Like there's literally nothing to enhance it. There's no, fine tuning. It's just like a flashlight.
And,
If it
and
were just a solid
yeah,
cylinder.
and honestly, from my perspective, I probably would have at least. I feel like if I ever looked at it, I would look at it, try to look for an opening to take it apart. And again, it literally is just a flashlight. There's no battery. There's no nothing. You can't get
Yeah.
into the saber at all. But upon like X-raying it, like using all my technology available, I've deduced that at the base there is just something akin to maybe like some kind of battery, a thin wire connecting to the crystal that you have, and a thin wire connecting it to the emitter. That is all that is in your lightsaber. For
Yeah.
all intents and purposes, it should not work at all. It frustrates me.
Yeah. Simplicity is key in certain situations.
So, but and this just adds to like this adds to the beautiful simplicity that I find Krat. It angers me to no end, but it's also just like how do you actually function? I don't get it.
Peacefully.
But that's not what But yeah, so honestly, like if ever we are in like downtime, if I'm just working on anything and Krat wants someone to talk to and challenge him, open doors, friendly religious debate constantly. Like
Gotcha. Yeah.
I
would imagine
I
that happens
never
pretty
tire
often.
of Krat's antics.
Yeah, I would imagine that he has a lot of just like ideas while he's meditating that he brings to everyone, but not many people listen.
I listen intently because I love to hear the babble that you spew
About this fake religion.
about this religion that I am definitely a part of but don't believe in.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
need all of my Jedi to make a force check, and Geo, I need you to make a leadership check.
The
Now,
one thing I can't
is
do.
is this a sort of blank sensory force check, or can I actively not do this?
You can actively not do this if you would like to.
What is it
No.
for? I will ask before I go against it. What is it for?
This is for. Actually, it would make sense that you don't access this because this would be almost like reaching out to the living force and having a living force speak through you. As a skeptic, this would be less
God,
of
no.
an option for you.
Okay, so if you ever make the Jedi roll a force check, and this is going forward, Cedric, if I cannot help it and the force speaks to me, then I will roll a force check. Other than that, actively against using it.
Totally understandable. There will be points where you will have to, but I will understand if you don't choose to.
Again, like, and there might be times in the story where I'm like, you know what, maybe just this once I'll be like, hey, Force, it's me, Ned. Like,
Cedric, what is my difficulty for leadership?
Your difficulty is
We're on the ship.
2
I need
purple.
to change my music.
2 purple. Can I make the argument, because my leadership is actually not all that high and I'm not really a leader, could I make the argument that I use Brawl to just kind of push whoever, whatever officer is sitting at the weapons helm out of the way?
It's less about war. What about knowledge warfare? How about that?
I doubt that's anywhere near as high. I really focused on, yeah, it's the same role. Really, like, as far as like any kind of like plus rolls, it's athletics, brawl, and any sort of weapons stuff. Like I could use gunnery if that would help.
This gunnery would help with this. So if you
Okay,
want to make a gunnery check with 2 purple, that'll help.
that I will be more than happy to do.
Okay. As you are approaching Tython, Zeta, you are overwhelmed with a feeling of hopelessness.
Lovely.
Even though Tython is a Republic-controlled world, it is almost always under siege by the Sith because of its significance as the quote-unquote home of the Jedi Order, the ancient order that led into what we now believe of as the Church of the Jedi Benevolent. Correct.
Yes.
You don't. You feel the hopelessness as well, but you don't feel it without the idea that it can be overcome. You look at the world of Tython as you exit hyperspace and feel that the world itself isn't quote unquote right, but it is heading that direction. There are places in the world that are spaces of conflict, and you know that you may have to intervene on those spaces, but on the whole, if you help, it can become a peaceful world. Odo,
Yes, sir.
with gunnery, here's what you get. There are several orbital platforms that are focused on looking outward. However, the planet itself is under siege, and the orbital platforms can't help because their range is too broad. A small team, such as yourselves, would be better suited to land on the surface and aid any ground actions because the orbital stations will destroy too much of the environmental aspect, creating ecological damage that could last tens of thousands of years, whereas a small team like yours could insert onto the planet's surface and cause greater effect without causing greater ecological damage.
So fun.
So
So
you can
fun.
absolutely. We're gonna be done pretty soon.
Okay.
So you could shoot up the planet. I can't guarantee the planet would survive it.
So, fun fact, Odo is an environmentalist. Despite everything. Um, so having this information is actually very concerning to Odo.
That's the sense that you three get. Um, Javen, if you would like to make either an astrogation or perhaps a mechanics check to kind of. Actually, for you, I think it might be a knowledge warfare to kind of ascertain the byplay of a blockade or the movement of ships around the planet. But if you'd like to get some information yourself, you can. Otherwise, we're going to end our session here before you guys touch down on the planet of Tython.
I mean, okay, so there is a Sith blockade on Tython.
There's not a Sith blockade, but there is protection from the Galactic Republic. So you guys aren't going to be fully accosted as you make your way to the surface, but it is a contested area.
Oh, so there's problems on Tython right now.
There are problems on Tython.
At that instance, yeah, I guess I'll do the knowledge warfare just to kind of
Okay.
see what.
It's going to be same as Geo, 2 purple. So with 1 advantages, the Republic is holding. The Republic is gaining ground, but there are places that have been lost. And you can't tell exactly which areas have fully succumbed to Sith control yet. You'd have to land on the planet's surface to do so. But the Republic is holding their ground. For the most part, it is still a Republic planet.
At that point, I would, because I assume we're all like in the cockpit, just kind of looking at where we're going.
Yeah, generally.
I would pat Odo on the arm twice and go, "You are in luck. There will be a fight when we get down."
I could have told you that before we got out of warp drive, Twig.
What do you mean by fight?
Something that you will watch, Krat.
Oh,
I throw
okay.
something at Krat again.
A tiny stress ball.
I do catch. Wait. Do I have to roll force dice to catch it?
To use force power move, yeah, you would.
Yeah. Because anything that gets tossed at him, he does not react to, but will try and force grab it and then very gently set it down next to him.
Roll the force dice, my friend.
God
God
damn
damn
it.
Yep, you absolutely catch it.
Yeah. Okay.
Fuck.
Doesn't even look. It just slows down next to his face and then just sets down onto the table next to him.
I hand the handle of Daisy over to Zendaya. Next time, just squeeze the trigger on this. I guarantee you he ain't gonna catch that.
Oh, Kylo Ren, that shit.
Kylo Ren doesn't
Try me.
exist for 2,000 years.
Try
You
me,
dumb
motherfucker.
You dumb bitch, come for it.
You best come correct or catch a broken neck.
Either way, that's where we're going to end our session.
Cool. Mechanics question. Somehow I left the first conversation with 4 wounds and 2 strain. When does that reset?
That will reset. Actually, go ahead and reset before we enter the next session because you've been a couple of days. Coruscant to Tython isn't a quick trip. It's about a couple hours, but I think you could easily recover in that time, especially in a meditation chamber.
Yeah, I was meditating for a few hours before they got to the ship there too.
I do want to apologize, Thomas. I was playing the character, but I know that's kind of a dick move to injure another player, so I am very sorry.
Oh no! Oh, it is totally fine. I don't care. I thought it was funny.
It was one of those, like, I'm sitting there going, this fucker's talking to my mind, make him stop! And I just jump.
Yeah. Because also, I thought it was I thought it made a fun moment for Krat too, to where it's just like, I'm just not going to react.
That was fucking hilarious, honestly.
Ow.
It's just, yes, ow. Also, someone please get him off of me.
Please make him stop doing this.
As long
Please,
as
this
Krat
does
doesn't do
hurt.
violence, as long as Krat specifically doesn't do violence, his whole life view still holds up. As like it's possible to get out of things without violence. It's flawed
There we
go.
for sure, but he's not that smart.
Cedric, I do have conflict to resolve. Would you like me to resolve that right now?
Yes, if you don't mind. I don't think it's gonna affect you too much, but
It doesn't
yeah,
affect me at all. I had 3 conflict and I rolled a 3, so my morality stays unwavering at a
Right where it
50.
is.
perfect.
Now, at the end of the session, typically people roll the D10 to see if their morality goes up. Would you like to do that now or no? You're the DM, so this is
No,
kind of whatever
honestly,
you would like.
We had way too much role play for us to really resolve conflict. I don't really think there were too many things that were outside of our character interactions. So
Gotcha.
I
I'm gonna-
don't think this is a good session to initiate morality because we're still getting to know our characters. We don't know what's outside the norm for them.
We'll say cannot like canon wise. Ned had a very slight twinge of like, ew, the Force. Is it real? Nah.
Exactly. You had the difficulty of having to question your religion because somebody who does believe had a problem that could actually be physically solved. That is the bigger issue for you. Is like, oh shit, something in the galaxy happened, and I have to question that against my skepticism.
I'm gonna go ahead and
And I
stop
came out on top as per the usual.
Correct.
I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording now.
Mhm.
Please.